I think Goliaths are kind of like half giants, so
They are, yeah.
probably fudgeable.
Yeah, they're
And
half
cat
giants,
people
half
are
human.
also, you know,
Slaves. Mostly. Mostly fetish things.
yeah. It's something that people have not really heard of, so you're probably going to get some fucking strange looks.
So,
Yeah, because that'll
part
be
of yeah, the part of the world that this campaign is mostly going to be concentrating with is an area called the Moon Sea.
Ooh.
You should now be able to see a map of the Moon Sea.
Oh my god, this is magical. One sec, I didn't know this would happen.
Yeah,
The bottom is
There's-
cut off, I think.
There's a place called Thar.
there's a
Oh,
little black dot. That's because that's as
Thar there is
big as
I'm
the
near the
map.
Moon Sea.
Where'd you come from? Oh, over Thar.
I came right across the Moon Sea at Thar.
So this is the sort of area that things are going to be happening in. It's a small part of the Forgotten Realms, which is a place called Faerun or Faerun, something like that.
all right.
Recent history. I mean, all you guys, I think none of you are like ridiculously ancient. I don't know about Ben the Turtle. Ben the Turtle might be quite old. Because turtles are.
He is.
Coral's
He has
only
that
five,
capability.
He had said.
I think I gave myself a silly.
All right. Cool. So.
Oh, no,
Kyle.
right, because I
Oh yes, you're 27 as well. Yeah. So ages are kind of comparable. So a long time ago, like hundreds of years ago, there was a thing called the Dragon War, which like decimated a lot of the areas and things like that, and people are still rebuilding. And the part of the world that you are in at the moment is it's not really a city, it's more of like a large town, and that's a place called Flan. Phlan. It is
Alright there.
that
Right
place
there.
there.
Oh my god, this is magical.
And you've all arrived for various reasons. I did ask if anyone knew anyone, and only 2 people said that they knew each other.
Everybody else is a complete stranger to me.
MCAT.
Cat. Must pet the kitty.
So this is the city of Flan. As you can see, it's quite small.
Oh,
It's not
It
it's
is?
not massive.
Is this where flan cakes were invented?
The Flan cakes spelled Phlan.
I have no idea.
I wonder if I can get
Fantasy
a flannel. Is there a flannel in town somewhere? Hello?
I guess you could say I'm a flan of this place.
Somebody mute Kyle.
Hey, I've got a high charisma score. All I'm gonna
Not
be
against the
doing-
DM though.
all I'm gonna
So
do is
it's
talk and
kind of
talk.
like it's
The
midsummer
crap
sort of time of year.
I guess it's July.
Nice and warm.
Yeah, maybe late Yuletag or whatever it would be in a fantasy sort of thing. And you've all congregated to the city of Flan for various different reasons, which I'm sure will be included in your backgrounds and things.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I see why. It's A. For me, it's A. There's a castle.
I'll be at Red Plums.
There's numerous castles. There is a
Oh,
multitude
really?
of castles.
There's a
See, now I know exactly why I'm here. I'm here to rob them blind and make them pet me.
Okay, so we're choosing
What
where
a
we're starting.
No. I'll tell you where you stand.
All right.
But this is just the city that you find yourselves in for various different reasons, which I'm sure you will let me know.
I will bet $10 that we're starting at Laughing Goblin.
God
I mean,
damn it! How'd you
I
know
was
that?
looking at that too.
I mean, it's only a tavern. Is that the only tavern in town? Then that's pretty much.
Really?
Yep.
No,
That's pretty much a
Place
no-brainer
to get
then.
drunk?
There's inns, but
There
that's
are-
the
there
only
are
one
a few
listed as a
taverns.
tavern.
So
I wonder if I should really get my whiskey right now, because then we could all start drinking.
Oh, hey, my health is actually
Oh, there I am.
listed.
Over there.
you're,
What is that,
you're not
stage?
old enough to drink. So we find ourselves in the Laughing Goblin Inn. It's a large, old tavern situated down in the docks. The woodwork's pretty worn, plaster's yellowed where it used to be white. It's crumbling. The chandeliers, things like that, are pretty rusted and dilapidated. In the tavern, there is a young, dark-haired woman behind the bar. She's currently talking to a fat guy with a tray of drinks. They're talking. And in walks two very strange-looking creatures. We have...
In this group.
In this group, we have
Right.
Ben the Turtle.
What the hell are they?
We
Are they
have,
ants?
Ice Wolf, are you here?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, so we have Ben the Turtle and we have Rollick. They have landed in Flan after being in a on a ship in the Moon Sea. There was a horrible plague that befell the crew, and they sorted it out like a bunch of champs. And
What kind of plague
the
is
ship
this?
is settled into the docks here. And the first thing you guys want to do after being like really heroic and saving the crew is you need a drink. So you find yourself coming in. As you walk into the tavern, fat guy over in the bar turns to you and just says, "Grab a seat. I'll be with you in a second." Where do you guys want to go? You can grab a seat anywhere in the bar. The bar is as you see it.
I think
Can we click and drag our own tokens?
we'll just
Yeah,
sit
at the moment it's just Ice Wolf and Cap.
Okay.
Everyone else is as they are at the moment. We've got
We are
a
frozen in time.
strange-looking lizard guy sat by the fire.
So
He's kind of
keep
like
him warm.
concentrating on a something in his hand. We've got a cat cleaning himself at the bar. Leg up on one leg on the bar, head down between his crotch.
I love the visuals of this.
Keeps getting very odd looks from the barmaid. We have
I
a
think you mean very appreciative.
I think
He's enjoying the
We
show.
have,
over
we
here.
have a giant on the table.
Why can't I
taking
sit
a
on
whole
the chair?
table because nobody else can sit here.
Okay, I was gonna say
You're
on the
not that
table.
big,
You're
no.
already drunk.
You're
Yes,
7
I
foot
am.
tall. You're literally a foot taller than
They had to
everybody
get-
people.
They took
Everybody in
every
the room.
book in the place and put it under the table legs for you to sit at.
Like Kyle, you're the only person who is smaller than everybody. So
What's this one like? In the far right.
You
All
can
right.
ping if you want. If you just hold down left mouse button, you will ping.
This one.
that's
That
me.
one's no.
That one. That is some drooling half giant.
Apparently
He
already
looks-
drunk and passed out.
He's
on
kind of
the
like
table.
looking at the drink and he looks really confused by it. Like he doesn't know what to do with it. You've also got a couple of human, like mercenary type looking people sat at this table. Sat over in this corner, a few halflings. They're kind of like keeping to themselves, chatting away.
How's they do?
So over at this corner is a bunch of humans. They're kind of like, you notice as you walk in that they're covered in ink. They've got like ink splotches all over their clothes. Their hands are like stained blue with ink.
All
And
I'm
both
hearing
guys
is that
like kind of like give you a dirty look as you come in. Like they're saying like, stay the fuck away from me. I have no interest in speaking to you guys.
Well,
All I'm
And
hearing
then
is
over
that
in this
everyone
corner,
here
which is kind of darkened, it's like really sheltered. It's furthest away from the fire. The chandeliers are more broken and unlit over in this area. Is, I mean, you recognize him to be a half orc, kind of the same as you, Rollick. And he sat there. He looks thoroughly pissed off. He is miserable. His table is filled with empty glasses. It looks like he's been sat up shop in that corner for a while, and he's drunk and he's not happy.
Waiter, why didn't you give me all those glasses? I've been waiting here 2 hours.
Are you
And I'm a
gonna eat
giant.
Sir, you've been here for a few hours. You ordered one drink. You still haven't drunk it.
But I wanted a different drink. This drink makes me feel weird.
You
So what
literally
that-
haven't drunk any of it.
I had like a little sip, sir, but that's,
Althroth just
I
says
have
so
very
damn
weird.
I like
drinks.
this giant guy is sitting hunched
Maybe
over
we
the
could
table,
get you
just
some
like,
water.
I had like a little sip. Peace out and everything.
So, Ice Wolf and Cap, you've rocked yourselves up to the bar. The barmaid comes over to you. She gives you a smile and says, "Oh, hi guys. Welcome to the Laughing Goblin." You see above the bar is a mounted goblin's head, and it's face is fixed with a permanent smile. As she says the name of the tavern, she points over the goblin's head for you.
Kyle, sounds like it's your friend.
Illustrate that that's the.
I remember a
why
goblin
the
the previous
bar's called this.
campaign where I was a bard. He was a nice guy, but he's a bit of an asshole.
Now you know what happened to him.
Oh, does that mean that cat is the rug over there? Oh no!
It is very comfortable, let me tell you.
I tell her that I love the decoration.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's an old place, but we do what we can to keep it going. Can I get you guys a couple of drinks?
Just an ale for me, please.
The strongest you have.
Oh no.
No problem. She busies herself over at the counter, and she comes back with 2 ales for you and slams them down. That'll be 2 silvers, please.
Very well. Here you go.
Boop boop. Excellent. She thanks you, and she returns to chatting to this fat guy over here. You can hear that they're talking about. But what you know is talk of the town at the moment. You notice when you came into the harbour, there's a big old lighthouse as you come in. It's got a big crystal at the top of it. Normally that crystal would be lit 24/7 to help ships coming in, and it's not lit anymore. It was darkened, and you know that's a bit weird. Usually these sorts of things, it would be lit no matter what. And that's what they're talking about at the moment. They're both saying how strange it is that the lighthouse is not lit, and it hasn't been lit for a few days now. So, Dragon Man, Cat Man, and
Other.
half giant man. What are you doing? You've seen these 2 strange guys. A turtle, a big old walking turtle, which is weird as fuck, and this
Not as weird as me,
this
though.
half orc with some bagpipes on his back.
Alright.
Not as weird as that
Okay,
cat
and-
over there, though. But now they're all congregated together, and I just don't know what I'm thinking while I stare down at my drink and take another sip, and I feel more weird. And I
Avaroth.
don't,
Like your own drink.
I don't know. I
Are
think
you
the
trying to roof yourself?
Waiter, did you spike my drink?
Spark.
Did you spike my drink with something? Because I feel
No,
weird.
sir. As ordered, we brought you the weakest possible ale that we had.
Well, I don't want it anymore.
It's literally 90% water.
It's water with eye drops in it.
Oh no, that's how I feel where I throw my drink at the waiter. I guess.
It's water that that guy over there coughed in.
No. This ain't the drink I wanted. Get
Will you
out of here.
please stop causing a fuss? I asked.
No.
Very,
I
very
feel drunk
politely,
already, and
but
I only had a
very stoically.
sip. All right, I'll be nice.
Well, Alvaroth hears all this commotion and decides to go up to the bar after he gets done with his little trance thing he does. And he turns to the turtle and goes, "How's it going? Don't see many of you around here." I think the
I think
turtle.
Ice Wolf.
turtle.
So
Ben
Ben the turtle.
Ben the turtle.
flops on the floor pretending to be passed out drunk.
Well then.
All right.
Just
That
Ben
is-
retract into his shell, so it's just like big spinning shell on the floor.
Yeah.
All right then.
The self-defense mechanism just kicks in immediately. It's like, ah!
Don't mind him. He doesn't like people.
I understand the feeling.
As a cat that is just vigorously going to town on himself at the bar, I feel I have no room to comment on any
Doesn't-
absurdity of people walking in.
Until I walk up behind you and pet you.
I'd like to ask where.
Pretty kitty. Pretty kitty. Pretty
I'd like to ask
kitty.
where I'm being pet.
You're back, I guess?
This is
Or you
acceptable.
can't. Pretty kitty. But I'm petting you not nicely. I'm petting you kind of. Pretty kitty. Like
I like
a
it rough. I'm freshly cleaned if you want.
Okay, I'm going up to the bar.
See, this is the easiest way. People always pet the cat, but normally they don't pet the cat if they make it weird. Guy starts petting the cat, just go harder, daddy. And they stop.
All right, so Avaroth turns to
What I was
the
expecting.
half-orc and goes, "What's your guys' story?"
We've been traveling together for a while. Mostly sea voyages. Looking for our fortunes, trying to heal as many plagues as we can.
A very noble cause.
Occasionally,
By the way, the Moon Sea is a landlocked sea. It's just a really fucking big lake.
All right.
I mean, we've come from far away. We're travelers.
I understand.
From what land do you
What about
hail?
you?
Other.
So what about you?
I was a former raider of my tribe, and past deeds have haunt my memories, so now I travel the lands seeking some sort of retribution. Or my death, whichever comes first.
I imagine.
Oh, I thought you just said for your death, and I was like, wait, you're trying to revenge your own death?
I imagine there's plenty of opportunity for that.
Yeah, probably.
I, at the moment, am dressed in the clothes of a fine duke, and I say, my name is Folly. I am here to see an old friend at Castle A, which I don't know the name of off the top of my head. At the castle.
I
Good to
see.
meet you.
Figured I would just,
Why are you all the way
myself.
down here then?
I figured I would kill some time at a local tavern to until he arrives at the castle
Alright.
around nightfall.
Oddly specific.
He's out on a venture at the moment.
Ah.
He won't be back until late tonight, when the guards are.
Hard of seeing.
Oh no, Kyle, you're gonna rob the Duke.
At the moment, I am dressed as the Duke. As with my background, I get to take on a persona, and I have all the
but you're
records and
also a
everything
cat.
for it.
So what you've done is you're just a cat body, but you've got like a human person's mask face type thing on.
I am Duke Cat from the far-off land of none your business.
Maybe Kyle has like these super mental abilities that nobody knows about. The cat.
I do.
All
There's
right.
a reason I'm Puss in Boots in the token.
Hello. Anyway, my name is Con Hollows, and I am a mercenary just waiting to get a job, I guess.
That guy in the corner looks like he could use some help.
Did you try looking at request board?
Nothing so far. No,
I
nothing.
heard there's a mercenary HQ in
There,
town.
there was like a lot of small jobs, and I said I'd take them all, but they said no.
Just because you're big, it doesn't mean you can take all the small jobs.
This is true.
But
Ever
now I'm
else-
just sitting here killing time while he tells me to wait for another job.
Alright.
I will turn to the half orc and I'll say, "You look like a performer. How about a jaunty tune for our drinking?"
Yes!
If the barmaid doesn't mind.
She is deep in talk with this fat guy. But she
Alright.
smiles at you and says, "Oh, by all means, please play us some music."
All right, I will walk over here to the fire. Try to not be too close to anyone so I don't hurt their ears. And I start playing.
Okay,
That's
so you
fine.
were just bashing out those dulcet bagpipe notes in this very enclosed space. People are
Looking at you.
they are they're looking at you, mouths agasp. at the splendid. So can you make it like a performance check? I'm guessing you'll have like a performance skill, something like that, do you?
Where would that be?
Performance of your
skills.
skills.
Your skills.
Yes.
Oh, performance. Yeah. Okay. Where's the?
So the thing that looks like a little dice, if you click on that, that should automatically roll it for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my word, 19! That is great. I mean, these people are not used to bagpipe music. Like the shrill wailing is quite unsettling for most. But you notice like a few heads like eventually start to they're nodding along with it. There's the odd foot tap. People seem quite happy. In fact, like one of these mercenary women that's sat at the table turns, smiles at you, and she flicks you a silver piece. It lands at your feet, and there's some muffled applause.
Roth also applause.
Yeah, it goes down well.
Yay.
Which isn't how that meant to go.
I was hoping for a much lower roll.
I was imagining the half orc in the top right corner
There
would
was
get out
people
of his
who
chair
bought shoes.
and show and just
Ro-
attack you.
Rolex been playing the bagpipes since he was 10.
Oh, what?
I
I mean,
Oh,
now.
really?
Is he now 9?
yeah,
He's 22.
evolved. So whilst Rolik is playing away his little tune, the rest of you can hear the conversations that are going on. So at the bar, the barmaid is talking to the waiter guy, and you hear that they're talking about what's happened with this lighthouse. The fat guy is like muttering away, saying, "This has to be a haunting." It's unheard of. Like in the last 30 years that I've been alive, this lighthouse has never gone out. Every day, it's a shining beacon. It's welcoming ships into the harbor. It's making sure that they're safe when they're going out there. This has to be the work of evil spirits. I bet it's evil spirits that are underneath that castle that's on the island with the lighthouse. When you guys came into the harbor, most of you came in via sea. You came over the Moon Sea. Khan, you probably would have come down from the north, so you've probably come across land.
Yes,
but still,
I get seasick.
being in the docks, the island that the lighthouse is on is only around about 300 feet away, so it's not far. So you can play in the island itself isn't that big, so you can plainly see what's on the island, and it's kind of a sort of a castle-y keep type thing, but even from that sort of distance, you can tell it's slightly ruined. It still looks like it's there's
In
people
use.
living over there. It's definitely still in use because, as everyone says, the lighthouse is always lit. But it seems to be that the castle, from what it used to be, it's no longer like a military outpost. And the waiter, who introduces himself as Markov, he looks over to you whilst they're talking. He can see that you guys are kind of like listening in. And he says, the castle over on the island is the old so-called keep. It's still run by a noble, like one of the lesser noble families from the area, the so-calls. But it's pretty much there just for trade. It's there purely for the lighthouse and purely because they've got some warehouses and stuff on there. They're kind of like a merchant house. And he tells you, he bets you, I bet 5 gold crowns. This is gold. Has to be. I heard an old legend that the castle used to be a temple to some dark and ruinous gods, and when it was destroyed, the spirits of all the cultists, they definitely still haunt that island. I've never been to the island, but I know a man whose brother has a friend who used to go to the island, and he swore blind that whilst he was there, he saw ghosts.
All right.
The waitress is kind of rolling her eyes. She's not having any of this.
Which one of you is the one working on? Is the one who's doing the plague healing?
That would be Rolik and Ben, me and Ice Wolf.
All right, so I walk over to you guys, and I relay the story as it was spoken, and then I come up with an idea that there might be a connection to the plague and this temple, and it might be the spirits causing people to get sick or creating some sort of disease.
At that, I stopped playing the bagpipes very smoothly so that nobody's disturbed.
Everyone gasps.
Everyone gasps when you suddenly stop playing.
And I ask, what? Why are you interested in what we want?
It sounds like fun, and it also sounds like there would be treasure for an old mercenary like me. It also might be some sort of reward if we find the source of the plague and stop it.
Are you willing to split it at least 3 ways?
Well, sure, but I prefer.
But you prefer what?
But I prefer to get. I prefer to get paid in coin, not in treasure. So, if you got coin, I'll give you the treasure.
As they talk, the turtle, still on his back, starts slightly rolling himself.
Oh my.
Roll.
No one's gonna notice a thing.
As discreetly
Gust of
as it can be, laid on the floor, rolling around.
Rolik kicks Ben's shell and tells him to stand up. And up.
Ben uses roll out. I'm sorry, but you're canonically a Blastoise to me.
Okay, so whilst these three are over here talking, I've noticed you two, Lightning After the Thunder and Avroth, have wandered over to this corner. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna ask him what his what's troubling him. There it is.
I was going to do something very similar, but a lot less soft. A lot more blunt.
What's up, Buttercup?
No more. You look like you have a story to tell. Sits down in the chair. What ails you, buddy?
He's a lot more smoother than I did.
Yeah, he looks up from his glass. His vision, his head's kind of like swaying from side to side. You can tell he's had a few drinks. I mean, there's a good like 10, 11 empty tankards on here, and then there's these half full tankards still in front of him. Hi guys, my name is, I can't remember his name. Oh, it's Ortal.
He apparently.
Ortal Gruk.
Hotel.
Rook.
I'm a merchant. I work in the area, and business these past 2 days has been terrible. I cannot ship out any of my product.
Why is that?
I'm a fine purveyor of fish, all things fish, and at the moment I can't get my fish out. My fish is sat in a warehouse, and as you can imagine, this is a coastal village. There's a lot of fishmongers around here. My main source of income is getting my fish out there to the wider world, and can't do nothing. I'm losing sackfuls of gold every day. And it's all down to that goddamn lighthouse.
Interesting.
When I heard that the lighthouse went out a few days ago, did anything happen, or did the light just go away?
It was just one morning, we woke up and the light was out. It was it's unheard of. I've lived and worked in this village, this town for 20 years, and every day that light shines away. Keeps raiders away. It helps ships coming into the harbor. and without it shining, the risk for ships leaving or coming in is, I mean, it's just too risky to move anything over the sea now.
Do you know
Not only
how-
that, there's rumors that there's if you can believe it, ghost pirates. I mean, I'm not a superstitious man, but when something like this happens, it just seems like there's a curse or something hanging over us. Trade has just been down. You guys, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know if it's the drink, but I'm talking to a dragon and a cat.
Your eyes are not
And-
wrong.
I mean, with me they are. I'm technically a tiger.
A giant tiger.
You are strange people, but you're the first visitors that we've had for a while now.
So I'm going to ask you a question. Do you know how the light goes, or how they keep it going for so long?
It's a magical crystal. It's a very common spell. I mean, a lot of the coastal cities will have something like this, a lighthouse. Before this sort of magic, people would have like a fire or something atop the
So
lighthouse. But I mean, as you can imagine, that's
yeah,
pretty hard to maintain. That's you're gonna have to be stoking that fire 24/7. You're gonna have to be constantly manned.
oh yeah.
Now it's all done through magic. It's like enchantments and things like that. So it shouldn't go out. It should work all the time. That's the whole point. That's why we've got the people who still live over on so-called keep. They're there purely to make sure it's still running.
I wonder.
And
if
no one's
they-
heard from them either. Since the light went out, we haven't heard anything from the people that were over there.
I wonder if they stopped doing their jobs, or maybe they got raided.
I mean, possibly. I mean, there are a bunch of the Black Hand mercenaries that work over there. I mean, there's a small garrison
Oh,
to stop, put off raiders coming in. And I mean, the nobles, the so-calls, they're not the biggest family, but there's money in it for them to keep the lighthouse going. They get a cut of the trade coming in for keeping the lighthouse going. So it would be pretty strange for them just to decide they don't want to do it anymore.
my interest has been piqued. I want to go check out that lighthouse.
Well, I just so happen to have connections in the so-called house. So if you'd
In
like, I
fact,
can go and
I'm
speak to them.
I'm a lesser cousin of the so-calls.
Avaroth has
black
no
cat
reason to
of the
doubt you.
so-calls.
He goes,
If
that
you'd
would
like,
be
I
great.
could go and speak to them if you could direct me to their villa.
So
lodgings.
you're asking Ortal Crook this. I mean, he doesn't know the so-calls. I mean, I'm just a fish guy. I mean, I don't rub shoulders with nobility, so I don't know how you would get in touch with them. Is anybody else over by the fireplace? Are you guys still chatting away, or?
I'm just getting information from the giant
Well, Ice Wolf isn't.
about the.
Yeah, Ice Wolf's just still in his shell for some reason.
Give him
No,
time. He'll
I
come
got
out of
it.
his shell eventually.
I'm also
Rolling
suspiciously
around on the floor.
I'm also suspiciously looking at the three men at the table to the bottom right who are inked, and they think they're some remnants of the old cult from that old temple, which is now the
The
lighthouse.
old ink cult.
Yeah,
Anyway, Goliath, could you enlighten me on
My name is
some
Khan.
of the details?
Con!
my name is
Rolik.
Khan. Hello, Rolik.
Rolik Iron Lungs.
I...
Love it.
Rolik. Okay, Sir Rolik Iron Lungs. Some of the details on the old temple, from what I've heard from the bartender and the barmaid, There was an ancient temple where there was some dark and ruinous gods being worshipped there, and the cult and a bunch of other people were killed there, and they've basically become ghosts, according to the legend. And also, another thing I've heard is that some of them might still be around, though they'd be around in secrecy. So, and I am oddly suspiciously thinking those men over at that table on the other side of the bar are plotting something. So, they look rather strange.
It's really none of our business if somebody's just covered themselves in ink.
Like, you notice that one of the female side at this table, she kind of like looks over her shoulder with a very nonplussed look on her face, and she kind of like stifles a little laugh. Then she returns to talking to her colleague.
Well, that was strange. I guess this whole town are. So I'm getting paranoid here.
Oh my
Or it's just the drink that I took from the table.
Perhaps you should
I took
sober up a
this
little.
this. I thought the cat's drink would be better because he left it here.
My drink was my testicles.
No, but why have you partook of Kyle's testicles?
God damn it!
Is that why there's a
Kyle.
gold spot? I got nibbled by the eye.
Kyle, I was expecting that you put catnip in your drink, but no, that's funnier. Right.
Anyway, I would also like to hear more about this lighthouse that the barmaid was talking about.
Yes, apparently the lighthouse was kept alight for many, many years until a while ago. For some reason, the light turned off, and nobody knows why, or what for the reason why it's out. The lighthouse is usually kept this, from what I hear, is kept this town's business, especially the fishing business going. But now that it's out, it's made it much more dangerous to be out in the sea.
By the way, Noble, you weren't part of the conversation with
Fishman.
So you don't know
This
about
dude.
the.
so you wouldn't
No,
know anything about
so-
No, sorry,
You just know about the speculation.
I'm
that's just
going
speculation.
the speculation which you have conveyed to these two guys as absolute fucking fact.
Absolutely.
From what you've been saying to them,
Excuse me, I
in
should
classic Chinese
say that.
whispers,
I'm
you've told
speculating
them
here,
that
but-
there is a horde of angry ghosts on this island, and that they are like
I guess
they've
I screwed
taken
it
over.
up. Yeah, I guess I screwed it
I
up.
mean, Ben the Total and Rolik are now imagining like some sort of mysterious plague death cult with an army of ghosts at their beck and call.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway,
That's what I
we're
meant.
going to look into a more. I'm going to go over here and talk to the Dragonborn.
Okie dokie.
So, what do you know about the lighthouse?
I know that the nobles over there are supposed to be maintaining it. It's powered through magic. And I know it's the lifeblood of this town. For shipments and also getting fish in and out and trading. Otherwise, it's still a complete mystery of why it's down and all that. I also know that they got a bunch of a merc barracks over on that island as well. So I would suggest
From the short amount of time that you spent in Flan, you know the Black Fists are a mercenary militia, and Flan doesn't really have a standing army.
Alright.
What they do is they have a mercenary company that works in the city, and they're called the Black Fists, and they kind of act
So-
as the militia and the police force.
So now with that being said, would I be able to pick these guys out as the members of them?
No, I mean they literally look like just a bunch of humans. They're dressed in kind of not really peasants' clothing, like maybe slightly middle class ish sort
Right.
of clothes. The only strange thing about them is that they have a lot of ink on them. Their clothes are like kind of like have big splodges of ink on them. Their hands are like stained in ink, like they've been doing using a lot of like ink and quills. They've been doing a lot of writing or cartography, something like that, and haven't had the chance to clean their hands. It looks like it's like day old kind of like ink that is like dried.
All right. So, if I forget what your name is already,
Well,
Rolik. If Rolik is done talking with me, I'm gonna turn to the two gentlemen at this table and ask what the deal is with these three gentlemen over here in that booth. If they know anything.
Oh, okay. So these two guys look up at you and smile. One introduces himself as Welby,
Pleasure.
and he points over the table. And this is my brother, Grant. They're halflings. You recognize them as halflings. They're dressed in merchant type clothes, quite well-to-do clothing.
All right.
They smile at you. They have no idea who those guys are. They were in the tavern when we came in. Kind of like kept to themselves. We've spoken to a few of the people here. We spoke to those lovely ladies over at the table behind us. They're a bunch of mercenaries. Tried to speak to the half orc Ortel, but he is one grumpy son of a bitch. He wasn't really that happy with us. But we've been trapped. Well, not trapped. We've been stranded in this town for a couple of days now. We're merchants. We're not from here. We are sellers of the finest rope in all the lands. Our secret is that we weave manticore fur into the rope. It makes it extra strong. Welby looks under the table. He's rummaging around in a large backpack that's down there. He pulls out some rope. He hands it over to you to like so you can see what it looks like. You notice the rope smells very strongly of like wet dog. It's quite pungent.
Yes.
But he looks at you. He's like, you look like a bunch of adventurers. I mean, every adventurer needs rope, and we can guarantee you this is the strongest rope anywhere in all of Faerun. I mean, you try it out. He hands you like this rope to feel and work in your hands.
Yep. I gave it a couple of tugs. Then I take out the rope that's on the side of my backpack and I start comparing the quality.
So, make a perception check.
All right. I gotta find you. Perception roll.
I mean, that's a good roll. I mean, you cannot tell any difference between these two ropes.
All right. I'll think about it, guys, but right now I got plenty of rope and it should keep me going for a while. So thanks, but no thanks.
I mean, that is your loss. I mean, I don't want to blow our own trumpet here, but we are renowned. I mean, you can get on early with this. This is like our newest roll. Our old roll, that stuff just had like unicorn hair in it, but this stuff has manticore hair.
All right,
I mean,
I cut them off
cutting
right
edge.
there. Hey, guys, I'm trying to be nice about it. Right now, I'm not interested, but if I do find myself in need of rope, I will come to you guys definitely in the future.
It will be. He doesn't look happy, but he manages to crack a smile. He's like, "Yeah, no worries, no worries. You know where we are. Until that lighthouse is fixed, we're going nowhere. We've got a ship full of this rope in the harbor at the moment, and we can't move it. So this is where we will be."
All right, I wish them.
And
a good
they
day.
return to their drinks.
Yep, and all that.
All right, I
Okay,
turn to the
so
woman.
Kyle,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I will go up to the table with the two ladies.
I
I'll
am
sit
now going to
down
be
and I'll
listening
say-
to this conversation as well.
And I'll say, "Excuse me, ladies. You appear to be rather well armed. Would you happen to be mercenaries from the Black Fist? I believe it was.
Blackfist, yeah, they're
Blackfist.
the guards.
Would you happen to be mercenaries from the Black Fist?"
So one of the women looks up from her drink as you come over. She kind of like spits out a little bit of drink, and she's like, "What the fuck are you?" she has never seen your like.
I come up and
Pull up
sit
my
right in the
character sheet.
chair. Right
I am a
across from
tabaxi.
the cat. From the cat.
I come from, my kind come from far over the mountains, from a distant land.
I mean, there's. Because again, I don't think Tabaxi are in Forgotten Realms. We will say that you come from. There's like a jungle island called Chult. It's like far south. We'll say that you're from there.
My kind come from Cholp in the far south.
Oh right, right. Never been. I've heard lots of legends about there.
Like cats.
Meant to be a strange ass place. Dinosaurs, I've heard. Maybe dinosaurs on that island.
It's a very, harsh environment to live in, but we've managed.
Yeah, well, it's. I'm pleased to meet you. I mean, I'm Aravel. This is my sister, Keria. Yeah, we are mercenaries. We're mercenaries. We don't actually work for the Black Fist. We've come into this area. We know a member of the Black Fist, one of our old mercenary friends, and he sent us out a letter. He told us to come over here because he had a money making scheme ready for us. We have known this guy for years. He is not usually very good with money. Last we heard, he was up to his eyes in debt to one of the local thieves guilds. But he told us that he has this money-making scheme, and the mercenary biz has not been too good for us lately. So we thought, what the hell? Let's head to Flan, see what he has to offer. But since we've been here, we have not heard hide nor hair from him. Last we heard, he was working on the barracks on the island over there, where the lighthouse is. We were meant to meet him, and we haven't seen him.
That's interesting. I happen to be acquaintances, not very close, with a member of the So-Calls, and
right.
I came into town, but I haven't actually heard anything from them. But I've heard rumors that people on that island haven't been around much, haven't been heard from. So I was wondering if you maybe heard from the Black Fist there. I heard from a half-orc in the corner that they had some station there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the lighthouse is really important to the sea. So the Black Fist always have a small garrison over there. It's usually about 5 or 6 men. Our friend is one of the sergeants of the Black Fist, so he was like the commander of the garrison. He's gone in his letter that he sent us. He told us he'd been getting quite close, quite friendly with the member of the so-called family that was overseeing the lighthouse, and he invited us to come down here. Said that this guy had looks around, making sure that no one's listening. She leans in a little bit. Apparently, there was a rumor that there's meant to be some treasure on the island. So he told us to come down here, and we could probably just get work over on the barracks, and if they found the treasure, we were going to get a cut. But as I say, we've been here now for 2 days, and we haven't heard anything from him. We've tried to get over there, but no one's letting us go over. It's kind of like off limits at the moment, the island. All we can do is wait and see what happens, but we haven't heard anything from them. From what I know, there wasn't a lot of people over there. The so-called family only keeps a small retinue of people there. It's only 5 or 6 guards over there. It's really just to make sure that the lighthouse keeps on running. But as you can see, that thing has not been running for the past few days.
Can I make a quick
Yeah, heard
perception
that.
check about the treasure? Because I was listening into the entire conversation.
Yeah. Make your perception check.
How do I do the perception check?
It's
Yeah.
under skills. One of the skills is perception.
Yeah, there's a little icon that looks like a
Press hold
D20.
to it.
You just click that to make the roll.
13 and 9.
Yeah.
Why'd you roll persuasion?
What?
Oh, yeah, no, that one was persuasion.
Oh, whoops.
You want probably one
Perception.
above
Sorry. Whoops. That was my fault. Perception. 11.
that? 13.
11. I mean, she seems pretty sincere about the fact that is what she has been told, that there's treasure there. That you can tell, like, from her mannerisms, that's pretty much the sole reason that they're here.
No, I was trying to see if I could hear it.
Why
Oh
would
yeah. I mean,
Hasn't,
yeah.
hasn't Khan been told about? Hasn't Khan been told about this already?
Yeah, aren't you sitting at the table across from me, Noble?
Yes, I am. I'm sitting. I'm just listening.
But I thought the other guy told Khan about the treasure already.
Nobody told me.
The barman.
I
No, he didn't
speculated.
mention anything about.
I
treasure.
I speculated that there might be treasure.
That's something else. Then?
No,
Oh.
it was part of Noble's massively embellished retelling of the fact that
Okay.
this guy had said he's heard that the island was haunted,
Yes.
which
That's
then
what
turned
we-
into a death cult that has poisoned all the ships.
Yeah.
So I
right,
asked
so
him, how
actually-
long ago did you get the letter from your friend?
We've been sitting on the letter for a couple of weeks. I mean, as I say, I mean, normally Grim, that's the name of our friend. Normally he's full of shit. It sounded very much like one of his normal money making schemes. But I mean, work's been tight. We've fallen on pretty hard times ourselves, so we thought we've got nothing to lose. Might as well come here. We were sort of in the area, but he's let us down again. We haven't heard anything from him, and now we're kind of stuck here. We can't leave because of the lighthouse
Here's my
being
question.
down, so we're kind of like here now.
Well,
Yeah.
here's my question. Why would they close down the island and make sure it's off limits since when the lighthouse is all out?
I've
It seems rather
got no
strange
idea. I don't work here.
Have they
Maybe
given?
they're worried about
All I know
lightning.
is
Well, have they given a
Yeah.
reason why?
I'd like
nobody
to
just
make
told
a
us that it was
perception.
like their business that they're looking into it, and we haven't been allowed to travel.
Maybe
I'd like
they're
to
worried
make
about
a
plague cult.
perception check to see if Noble's chair is about to break.
Quite possibly. It's quite possible. No.
He is rather large.
It doesn't look like it.
No, he just doesn't see if it is.
Yeah. It still could be happening.
It's still gonna be.
All right,
I
well,
think- I think Kyle, you would have to jump on me for it to break.
don't tempt me.
I mean, from Noble's character sheet, he is only 7 feet tall and 250 pounds, so it's kind of like classic, like bodybuilder syndrome. It's like he does the big man walk, but walking as if he's twice as big than he actually is.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, well, I will thank the ladies and
Yeah,
wish them
as
that
you're
they enjoy
as
their
you're
drinks.
thanking the ladies, there's a big boom, and the door where Avroth
Yep.
is stood flies open,
Oh boy.
narrowly missing Avroth. And in come 6. You recognize they look to be like dock workers. They come marching in.
My chair suddenly breaks, and I fall on the floor. as I look over to the door. And
He jumps in shock, and the added falling action shatters the chair. Only the
These
seat
guys
as he falls
come
in.
marching
his
in. You can tell that they're kind of like stumbling about a bit. They look drunk, and they are pissed.
Oh,
They
great.
make a beeline straight towards the mercenaries. These two people sat on the table that you're sharing drinks with at the moment.
Awesome.
How do I do this?
one of them trips right over me. I guess.
They're so tall, 2 of them might.
Yeah, possibly.
Are they? Can you see them now?
Yes.
Yes,
I
I
wonder
can
if they're
see.
enemies since their background is red.
Yeah, it looks like they are enemies.
Oh, wrong
So
button.
how much do I get? 1,
There we go. No, that's just because I actually cut out those people. I couldn't be bothered to cut out the other ones and put them on a red background. I was going to have only the PCs have white backgrounds and all the NPCs to have this sort of like reddy, orangey color. But it proved quite difficult to silhouette everyone, so I just thought, fuck it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so these guys all come marching in. They are head straight for these mercenaries. And this lead guy stood closest to you, kind of like, he's pointing into the face of Kira. He's like, you and your fucking friends over in that keep are stopping us from making a living. We can't work, there's no ships coming in. What the fuck are you going to do about it? And she turns around and she's like, fuck off, Thirius. It is nothing to do with us. You guys are always making trouble around here. Drunk as usual. I mean, we've just been in this town. I mean, it kind of like relays like a little bit of what she just said. It's like, we've just turned up here. We are nothing to do with this. There's lots of, I mean, she's out of her chair by now. She's like nose to nose with this guy. And things are, it feels very much like things are about to kick off. So what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
I mean,
I get up
you're like
and I
pretty
stand right
much
next to
like
the table.
right in the middle of it, Kyle.
Alright.
I stand.
I'm gonna get a little bit closer.
I'm
I,
a little bit closer to
I'm
Kyle.
going to put a hand on my bagpipes.
And cock it
Don't
like a
make me
rifle.
use the-
It's also a gun!
Getting ready to intervene.
Avaroth is also having a hand on his sword. He is not too fond of the bunch of gentlemen that kind of just almost ran him over, and he's not a fan of what's unfolding as it is, or as the events are unfolding.
The barmaid like reaches over. She's like, "Guys, I don't want any trouble. Sick of you coming in here and causing arguments. Just let's keep things civil." These guys are paying absolutely no heed to her. They are really pissed off, including this guy who is called Commoner for some reason.
Sweet comment.
So I will stand up, I'll put my hand on this man's shoulder, the closest one. And I'll say, sir, please don't worry. I know one of the so-calls. I'm an old from a different region, and I'm actually about to head over there and see if I can sort this out myself.
Might want to
So-
roll a persuasion check for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
roll me a persuasion for that, Kyle.
10.
10. I mean, Kyle,
don't
I thought
think
you had so many pluses. Plus 7.
I rolled
Oh
a
my
3.
god, really? Jesus!
I mean, they look at you and like both of them, and I mean, even Kira is like, you don't know the so-calls.
You're full of shit and we know
I
it.
mean, you're from deepest, darkest Chult, which is a far-off, dinosaur-ridden jungle island. You are no cousin of the so-calls.
No, I'm not a cousin, I know of one. I sink back into my chair.
Take my chair and return to cleaning myself. Is anyone else going to try
like I
and
said,
break up the fight or anything
I
like
can't-
that?
I come up right behind the lead common and the lead guy in the group, and I put my hand on his shoulder. I tower right over him, and I try to
Intimidation,
do
huh?
yes,
By full
intimidation.
foot.
Yes, like, hey man, you really don't want to do this. Let's see,
Oh.
intimidation fails.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Can I
-2!
Alright.
-2!
can
I am gonna-
go over here?
He looks at you, Noble, and he laughs. He looks at you and like,
I'm more
I mean,
intimidated by the cat.
little guy. I mean, you should go and sit yourself down before you get hurt.
All
right,
right. So I'm gonna interject as
Can
well.
I come over here? Can I come
Oh.
over here?
Yeah. I mean, Ben the Total. I mean, you don't have to
Alright.
stand over there. You can get mixed into it as well.
So
You notice that people like Welby and Grant, they're kind of like hiding under the table. These three guys over here have left. They've just straight out the front door. They are having none of it.
These three?
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. So I'm going to attempt, and I
Suspect
hope this
left.
is badass. So I say, have
So did Noble.
any of you gentlemen ever fought a dragon? I will tell you, it's not a pleasant fight. Intimidation. God damn it! Come on!
I mean, Guyland, the one close to you, looks at you and says, I mean, you look like a lizard. I wouldn't say a dragon, more of like
Just wait
one of
till
the
you feel my
geckos
breath,
that we
pal.
get down by the docks when it's
So-
like really sunny.
Who said that? This guy? Is it that guy who said it? He is
Yeah.
about to get a. Ooh.
He's about to take 1d10 of fire damage.
Oh, he's gonna get 1d10
So
of
as this
lightning.
is happening, this guy over here, whack, slaps Kira straight in the mouth.
All right, that's it.
Okay.
And
That's it. It's time
she
to
kind of
ace.
like, her head like snaps back, but she doesn't like waver at all. And then her head just slowly comes back, and she's got a big smile on her face. And let us roll initiative.
Hell yeah.
I go over to the bar and I tell the barmaid and the barkeep or the guy, just you might want to get into the back. You've attempted to use a roll command looking for a value of a selected token,
What-
but no tokens are
What you
selected.
need to do to roll initiative, you need to click on your token. So you need to
Oh.
make sure that your token is
Gotcha.
highlighted, and then you click on initiative.
Damn it. Oh,
Which one? Which one's?
Kyle's an
which
at
Yep.
20.
No, not Nat.
Oh, that not Nat.
Rob,
Go with the first one because I didn't see that it happened.
Which one's initiative?
Which one's initiative? It should be a specific thing on your character sheet. It's usually, I think it's at the top.
Should be in the course
yeah,
stats.
it's just under hit points.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, okay. There we go.
I got a 22 or a 20, not a 22. Disregard the second one.
All right, excellent. Noble, are you gonna do that?
Yes. Yeah. Where is? I'm having trouble finding it.
It's
what
under
tabs?
your hit points in the character sheet.
Yeah.
Core
Remember, you have to have
stats.
your guy selected apparently.
All right. There. All right. There we go.
Okay, so Kyle, you're up first. So you notice all these guys, none of them have drawn any weapons. So are you drawing a weapon? Are you getting involved?
I'm gonna try diplomacy just one last time, just try and do precision. I'm gonna step here and I'm gonna say, if we're going to do this, we should at least take it outside so we don't disturb the other patron.
Agrees.
We should take it outside.
Kyle!
Nobody is listening.
Critical failure!
This is my D&D life. It's just roll initiative.
As-
20. Roll anything else.
As you're
One.
saying that, Kyle, like a
halfling is thrown
tankard.
through the air.
a tankard from somewhere just flies past your head. Okay, so next up is this guy, one of the dock workers. He looks at Noble, the small giant, the one that they've just been mocking, and he just takes a swing at you.
Okay. I am.
Which one is
uh,
this?
That
That's,
is
that one?
this guy. Yeah.
Alright.
What is your armor class, Noble?
It is male. Medium.
The number.
Medium.
The number.
Yeah, the number. It should be
8.
15.
15.
It's 15. Right, no, he misses. He misses. He takes a swing straight past your head. Next up,
Takes
we
a
have
swing,
Ben
can't reach.
the Turtle. Ben, what is it that you are doing? Are you retracting into your shell?
This
Someone throw me! And that'll
Maybe
be
I can just
strategy,
kick,
can
maybe I can kick him into it. Like, but it's like
start throwing the
soccer.
turtle.
Kyle, kick the turtle. Kick him in. Kick him like
The turtle's bigger than I am.
I grabbed the guy next to me
Poor Bob.
by the throat and
Oh my.
tried to toss him towards the guy that just attacked the giant.
That one.
Okay, so that would be a grapple?
I think
I was
so.
hoping you were just going to punch him in the face.
I mean, after my
do
pathetic showing, anything is better.
a strength check.
How do I do a strength check?
Next to your strength, there should be a little picture of a dice. You just need to click that.
Oh, the one that says save?
One second, let me open up your character sheet. How do I do that again? And the turtle.
turtle.
Oh yeah, that is a save. I'm guessing rolling a save is exactly the same as doing a strength check, isn't it?
Alright, I'll try it.
It's just rolling strength and adding your bonuses. So yeah, sure, click that.
13.
13. Yeah, you grab him, and then you're just tossing him over towards these guys.
Yeah.
Okay, over there.
This guy.
Yeah, he goes flying. He bumps into his friend. His friend like stumbles back as well.
Now the giant is surrounded by 3 people.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I am surrounded.
He is flanked now.
That's okay. That's when he's gonna use his like ultimate technique. Right?
My
Okay,
athletics.
I call
so
it
this
Turtle
guy
Bomber.
who stood by you, Avroth, the one who was thoroughly unimpressed with your dragon threats,
All right.
he takes a swing at you.
Come at me.
Yep, he misses as well. He just like he kind of like grabs a chair and swings it at you. Misses. The chair like shatters against the table. Tankards and empty plates go flying all over the place.
Is that really the best you
Next
got?
up is another one of these guys. He
So,
Is
do
going to-
these guys have weapons?
none of them have drawn
Chairs.
any weapons.
None of them are armed.
Okay.
I mean, Gylon. I mean, they do have weapons. They've got like like
Chairs.
dagger or a club or something hung from their belts, but none of them have reached for their weapons. They're just
Okay.
they're swinging fists.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just check.
they're swinging fists, and they're all pretty drunk. I mean, they're not. They don't look to be much of a threat. So this guy, Wilsey, comes charging at Rollick. He's like head down as if he's like going to bull rush into you.
Okay.
Backpack defense. Now that could be both playing or putting it in
Alright.
front of him as a
Am I-
shield.
God damn it! These attack rolls are terrible.
I'm at the bottom of this.
He misses as well. He just like goes charging in towards you and he just runs past. Runs past and kind of like stops himself. He's like, oh. He sort of like veered off at the last moment.
Hold on a
Um,
second.
Bob, who's just been tossed by a giant turtle, kind of like picks himself up and dusts himself off, and then grabs one of the broken chair legs off the floor and takes a swing at the Goliath.
I use
damn
my.
it! He also misses.
When they're attacking nobles
They are
just against your AC,
broken.
you don't need to do anything.
I
can't
well,
even
I have
hit
super
a 7
athletics. I can
foot
just
guy.
dodge like crazy.
Kira, who is like just taking a punch in the face, kind of like cracks her knuckles, and then throws a punch at the guy that's directly in front of her. And she clocks him square in the nose. And he kind of like hands just shoot up to his face. He's like, "Oh, you broke my fucking nose." And Khan, it is you. What are you doing?
I am going to punch the guy just below me. Well, sorry, no, I'm going to kick him so he falls on his back. So I'll use athletics.
It's just a normal attack roll. For unarmed combat, you're just gonna roll. You're just gonna do one.
All right, where's
point of
the where's the attack roll thing?
I believe it is just under your. Oh no, it's not.
It should be next to whatever your actions are you've set up for your weapons.
Oh. No, I just got my weapons. So.
Oh yeah, I guess we should have put in fists, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should.
No, you don't need to, because I mean, it's just like
All right.
So I'll just
not a problem.
maybe I'll just do a blank one. How about that?
It literally says next to your thing, like attack. There you go. I've just rolled an attack for you.
There.
With the great sword.
Yeah, that's a great sword.
Yeah, it's just an attack roll. We're just not doing the damage.
Wait, plus 10, plus 7?
Why? What have you done, Noble?
Plus 10, plus 7. Where's the plus?
So that's plus 5 is the to hit, so you did plus 10 to hit, and plus 0 is the.
Why have you
Bonus
given
damage.
yourself magic bonuses?
Where? Oh,
On your
Like,
attack
next to
thing.
your
There we go.
things.
there we
Greatsword,
go.
magic bonus 6.
It's gone now.
Axe, magic bonus 3.
It's gone now. Oops.
I'm sure you accidentally typed in those numbers.
No, it was. You have to click on it.
You can type over it as well.
Yes.
I think there's still a magic thing in there.
So.
Probably, you're getting plus 4 and plus 7 at the moment. You're still getting plus 4 and plus 7.
Yeah, because I have insane strength.
Well, what's the plus 7 from?
Plus 7. I think that's my racial thing. I have a plus 4, plus 2.
In your. Hold on. Can I open his sheet?
Yeah, anyone can view each other's sheets. You get plus 2. Your amazing strength is 14, which is not amazing. You're getting plus 2 bonus for strength. You've put in attack rolls 7 and damage rolls 10. I don't know why you've done that.
Oh, I can't actually look at his stats.
No, you should be able to, I think.
No, it's just showing the bio and info. Oh, same with
I
everyone.
can only see characters' bio and info.
Ah, right. Okay, there you go. That's more like it. You rolled a 12.
All right.
Right, you've hit that person. You've done 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Please sort your character sheet out.
I will later.
You better, or else you will die. Right, Rollick, it's over to you.
All right.
So Wilsey is the guy who's close to you. He's kind of like, he's got his back to you. He's kind of thinking, where the fuck did that big orc go? I've just thrown myself at him.
All right. I'm just gonna give him a good kick in the back.
Excellent.
All right. Do I just roll my spear?
Yeah, just roll your normal attack, but you're doing just 1 point of damage. Yeah, 13. That kicks. You kick him right in the ass. He kind of goes like stumbling forward a bit more, like just away from you. Then he spins around. He's looking straight at you, but you kicked him square in the touche. Aravel. She comes forward and kicks this guy square in the nuts.
Atta girl.
She actually does like the old one too. She kicks him in the nuts and then goes to uppercut him, but she misses with the uppercut. But he's down
He
on the floor.
recoils backwards instead of forwards.
Yeah, he's down on the floor and he's just gasping where he is. Looks to be out of the fight. Actually, I can put a little.
Oh, me too.
Boop.
Ooh.
There you go. So he is down. Sirius, the guy who
Originally hit. What's her name?
did the first hit, he's like still clutching at his face. Enban steps up to the dragon dude, Avroth, and he also takes a swing. Because he's got his friend next to him, he's going to be rolling in advantage.
But wasn't that for every other, I thought? Or when they were directly on opposite ends? Parallel me? There it is. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, flanking.
Okay. Watch out to here. I need someone to hit someone.
Hey, the mercenaries did.
Yeah.
He still missed.
Ice Wolf did.
Right, and finally it's over to our dragon man, Avroth.
All right. So what is she wearing as armor?
Really? Now's not the time.
No, it is the time.
Oh, the Kira.
Yeah.
They're just dressed in male armor,
Metal. All right.
like chainmail.
Same as Noble, I
Yeah, I am.
You're not about to use fire breath, are you?
think. He's got
Uh-oh.
lightning breath.
No, sir. I don't have fire. I have lightning.
That's even worse for
Indeed.
chainmail.
I know. That's. He's gonna get an attack of opportunity if I move where I need to move to use it without hitting her.
You can use the disengage action.
Nope.
No?
No. I need to use it. I want to use it. Oh, and it does say within everyone within my feet radius
Mhm.
or my line. So. All right, I'm gonna have to beg for her forgiveness later. Breath attack.
Oh my god.
Those three and her are within the range. I have no
Is
idea
it
how
just a
to.
line or is it a cone?
It's a line.
Oh yeah, lightning.
DC save is 12, and it's a dexterity.
Okay, so you're breath weaponing like all
This-
these three people here.
All those four.
Yeah.
It's gonna go
her
through to
too.
the end, and which is 30 feet.
Okay, dokie.
Oh my god, 30 feet. I think that you're gonna hit the wall too.
It's gonna be close.
And it's a dexterity save.
Dexterity save DC 12.
DC 12. And how much damage does it do?
1d6, I believe.
Okay, so roll me 4d6. Like, do 4 separate d6 rolls.
Do I do that with this thing over here with the tab? Or...
Yeah, you can do that just on the... if you click on the thing that looks like a dice on the left-hand side, you can select d6. And just, like, roll that. Like, 6 times.
Da, da, da. 1. Hang on now. Is that right? Rolling d6.
So if they
I'm
get
not-
the save, does that mean that it does no damage to
It
them?
does no damage.
Cool.
And that was, what, 3? Man, I am rolling low.
Okay, so...
She's gonna be a 6, isn't she?
I hope
She's gonna
not.
be the one
You-
that gets hit.
Oh, that's it.
They're all just gonna
That's
hit
it,
the
yeah.
deck and
That's
she's
it.
gonna get slammed.
Yeah, so...
I also
Right,
want to
so-
try to intimidate them after this. I just want to see how this turns out first.
Okay, so the
Roll.
Dragon Man, like, raises his neck back, then forward, opens his mouth, and a lightning bolt just like fires out, and it strikes this first guy, the guy on like bang straight in the chest,
Yes.
kind of like arcs through him. This next guy, he kind of like just manages to duck out the way. this guy, the next guy, is like he's still doubled down, holding his face, so it just arches over his head, and then it slams straight into Kira's chest.
Come on!
Next turn.
All right, and now I'm gonna try to use intimidation.
And
On her?
Well, no, on
Literally.
everybody else.
okay, roll your dice.
If you don't want that to happen to you, get the hell out. Intimidation. Oh, come on!
Little sparks of lightning dribble to the ground.
What is wrong with you?
Like everybody, like the sheer sound from the lightning bolt is like deafening, and like reverberates around the small tavern room. The mirror behind the bar shatters. The windows crack, and like literally everybody stops and just turns to look at you. And even though none of them are scared, they're just kind of like, "What the fuck, man?" It's like,
So. Oh yeah, I also want to put
barmaid,
pity on this guy. How do you like my breath
Imazel,
now?
the barmaid, like stands up on the bar and she just screeches, "Get the fuck out of my bar!" And everyone is kind of like shaking their heads. They're like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy? We're throwing fists, and he just lightning bolts us." I mean, even the mercer. I mean, Arabelle, it just like walks over, helps up her sister, and they're like just looking at you, like shaking their heads.
Yeah, I feel bad for
I
that.
mean, you've managed to break up the fight. Everyone has sort of united against you.
Well, fuck.
For trying to murder 3 men.
What?
They would have survived.
Who's united against what?
Had 3 hit points. I mean,
What? Going on?
Just as a chain of events,
If you didn't miss the
I
guy with the
am-
broken nose, he would probably be
this
dead.
guy slaps her. I try and break it all up while the turtle throws a man.
I already started that
Charges
far.
past and gets kicked in the nuts, and then a
I
lightning.
already said that. What
That
happened
escalated
after that?
very quickly.
Oh yeah, and Noble tried to Sparta kick a guy and missed.
Wait, I didn't miss.
No, he.
Did I? I did 2 damage according to Rob.
No, you did 1 damage. Everyone did 1
I
damage.
I did 1 damage. I did Sparta kick the guy.
Brandon didn't. Brandon did a bit more.
Yeah, Brandon
Brandon
tried
did
to
a
straight up
whole-
murder him.
Ross said, "I'm done with this shit. Let's get it done."
Let's get this shit done. Lightning.
I'm a raider. What do you
Gonna be actual
expect?
ghosts.
I go for blood.
We're gonna get to this place. There's gonna be actual ghosts, and it's gonna be like, "Hey, do the lightning breath thing."
By the way, full disclosure, I only can do 1 of those a day. I
I
am
know.
out. Mm.
I'm spent. Okay, so the fight has broken up. Like people are helping each other up, and they're just shooting like real dirty looks at the dragon.
Nothing I'm not used to. But I do want to, assuming nobody else is going to be paying violence towards me, I do want to walk up to her, not keeping my eye contact away from her, but hand her 5 golds for a symbol of my apologies.
Here's some money.
I
sorry
mean,
for
she
smiting
takes
you.
the gold because like she's kind of hard up, but she's like, "What the hell, man?"
Again, sorry, it was intended for them.
Sorry.
You were.
I get that, but I mean, you didn't have to try to murder him. I mean, this was just.
They would all would have survived, except for the guy you probably punched. He would probably be the only iffy one.
Straight up lightning bolt someone.
Everyone knows you only get 1 punch and 1 lightning bolt. Then you
All right,
die.
let's put it this way: I hit 2 of the 4 of you, and you all are still standing.
This could have been a lot worse.
It absolutely could have been.
Then the turtle just starts.
Now in
Prison.
yeah. Then the toll is like, I don't know these guys. I'm out.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Everyone makes for the door.
And Ralph
We're
just
out.
kind of just leaves quietly. to
Run,
himself.
man!
Okay, so everyone here is kind of like dusting themselves off and sort of like apologizing, and I mean they all kind of agree that the dragon's a dick. So they're all united in their dislike of you now. But I mean, Aravel and Kira are like saying, like, seriously, guys, we know about as much as you about what's going on over there.
I also do walk up to this guy and go, "Don't mess with the dragon next time." I know I hit him.
Back again. Don't mess with the
I mean,
dragon.
they're still not intimidated by you. They're more.
I don't
worried
care.
about
I just
the
want
fact
to get that point across.
You
I don't care if
straight
they're
up tried to
intimidated.
murder them. It's like,
Do the intimidation again. Do it.
that's not cool, man.
No, I'm like
I
0 for
think-
2 at this point.
I think the 0 for 2 that is they are beyond being intimidated by
No.
you.
I think they just kind of fear for their lives at this point.
Yeah.
As
So,
everyone's cleaning up, I'll go to the two mercenary ladies, and I'll say, you tried to get onto the island before. Would you be able to take me to where you tried that? Like, to where you tried, and I'll try and ask if I can go on.
Yeah, I mean that's not a problem. I mean, we went down to the just a few doors down. There's a like a guard station, where the sort of like sheriff type sergeant for this area looks after the docks. We went to see him, see what he was doing. He didn't seem that bothered. He just wanted rid of us, so that's why we ended up coming here. But more than happy to take you down there, see if you've got better luck getting some sense from him.
Thank you.
I'm going to.
Is anyone
So
else want to do
this
anything?
Dragonborn, huh?
I'm
Yeah.
going to.
What a fucking dick!
I think the Dragonborn saw some woods north of here. He's just gonna head that direction, away from everybody.
I rolled a perception check just to see if I could catch that conversation. I think I caught some of it.
You
We're
can
not,
only roll a
we're not
perception
sneaking.
for that.
You can just follow.
Yeah, it's just.
And then I got-
I'm just like, hey, can you take me to this thing?
Yeah, then I go over to these two outside and I say, "Hey guys, let's all follow the cat. Maybe he knows something about." Yeah, I think he knows something. We should follow the cat.
Okay,
I
so
go-
you all.
I go up to the cat. Oops, what?
No,
Alright, no,
you're
carry
talking. I'm talking to you. the turtle and the
I go
orc.
up to the cat. And I'm just gonna ask him if I'm gonna say I like you. If you want to join my party?
Cool beans. I'm just going to go check out this island and the lighthouse. Want to come with?
Yeah, we can't get out of here without the lighthouse. Whatever.
Yeah.
Sweet. Sounds like a plan. Big guy, you want to come too?
Yes, please. There
One
might be some
request:
treasure
don't
in
taste
the
my
fort.
testicles again.
No,
Something in my
no.
scrot.
I was hoping you call the cat.
Please, I'm trying to be a noble at the moment.
It wasn't the cat nip.
All
It was
right.
the cat dick.
Lead the way.
It's not cat nip, it's nip of the cat.
Right, so you all
Or better yet, tip of the cat.
head down to the local guard station. So you're down on the docks. The guard station is like kind of like over here somewhere. It's a small building. You kind of like go inside. There's a desk at the front of the building. There's a couple of cells like dotted along the walls. Doorway that goes back further back. You're guessing probably to a barracks or something like that. Sat behind the desk is a dwarf, very old dwarf, big old grey beard. He's dressed in some dark chainmail. Got like a tabard. On the tabard's white in the center of the tabard. is a grey circle with a black fist in the middle of it. You recognize him as like he's wearing the same like uniform as the rest of the guards that you've seen dotted around the place doing their rounds and things like that. As you're walking down towards there, you notice that it's like 4 guardsmen are like heading towards the bar.
I wonder why.
You know, there's people walking around like looking at the bar. It's like there's just been like this massive loud thunder crash in the middle of the day. No clouds overhead. Everyone's a bit freaked out. You going to the guards post, and dwarf looks up. He looks very uninterested. He kind of like, what is it that you guys need?
There
We
was
need
a fight at the bar.
There's a fight at the bar.
We'd like to make a citizen's arrest against this this dragon. What can you do with him?
By the way, I'm up at the Quivering Forest. I decided not to stick with the party.
Jesus, that was fast.
How did he get out there so fast? Does he have
fly
wings?
too?
I mean, well,
Does he have wings?
I'm off in the I'm
didn't
heading
see
off
him.
in the opposite direction of where you guys are. I would assume.
Well, I'll tell the man. My name is Folly, a duke from whatever island we decided I was from. I heard that there's been some strange goings on over on Thorn Island, and I was wondering if I could be given permission to go check it out. I have my documentation if needed.
Your cat port.
As part of my background, I actually have an entire, like, with documentation persona of just something, and I've decided it is Folly.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, from my background, I've actually got it written down somewhere here. I have a second identity with documentation and a disguise to support it. I can forge personal letters of official documents as long as I have seen the document or handwriting I'm trying to forge.
Why are you telling all of this? I
No,
go
I'm telling-
down to the cat.
No,
Sorry,
he's
Rob.
just telling me.
That's why I've been
I-
calling the whole Folly thing. I'm a null.
he just looks at you like, again, I mean, you could tell this guy just couldn't give 2 fucks that you're here. And he's like, we're looking into the situation. We don't really need a bunch of, weirdos looking into it. I mean, I've never seen a stranger grouping of people in all my days. Is there a reason you think we would need you poking your noses around over there?
I'd like to. Oh,
My companions here, and I gesture to the 2 mercenary ladies, mentioned that they haven't heard from a friend of in the Black Fist group. And I just happened to meet these kind. I gesture to Raleigh and Ben. And I say I just happened upon a couple of adventurers who are willing to help look into the situation.
What about me?
That guy too.
Damn it! Cat!
I mean, we've got a garrison over there. I mean, it's not unusual that we wouldn't hear from them for a couple of days. I'm sure they're over there looking into it. It is. I'll give you this. It is unusual for the lighthouse to be out, but we've kind of got our hands full with other things. I mean, there's rumors of pirates. We've got people coming into harbor, bring us rumors of ghosts. We've got hands full.
And you sure you couldn't
Don't
use the
really-
extra hands?
You can use the extra hands to help you out.
I mean, we
Damn
we
it!
could possibly.
okay.
I mean, for
Okay, it's
someone
my
who's
turn.
so overloaded with
Persuasion.
persuasion.
So
Feels
can
good.
I attempt to can I bribe him?
I mean, you could try. I mean, what do you want to offer? I mean, what are you laying down?
Would you like to
About-
sample the testicles of a
about
noble cat?
10 gold? 10, 15 gold?
That's a lot of gold.
So
Going
yeah,
all the
let
way
me know
in,
what
huh?
you're doing? Are you just like
Just sliding it over to him while I'm talking.
That's a suspicious amount of gold there.
Is it?
Not
Well, that's
That
15
much.
gold. That's a lot of gold. You really want to get on that island.
Whose side are you on?
I'm on nobody's.
So are you just
Nobody's
straight
fine.
out, here's 15 gold,
Look the
what
other
will
way.
that get me? Or are you...
we would just like to help and find out what's going on. I mean, we can't get out of here without the lighthouse.
I mean, he takes your hand off the gold and sort of like drags it a little bit closer to him. He's fingering through it, just counting it up, looks up at you a bit more. I suppose, who am I to stop some good citizens like yourselves looking into this for us? I tell you what, go on, note yourselves out, go over there, see what you can do.
You kind sir.
Is there anything else you want to ask him whilst you're here?
I'll ask
Or
if there's
you-
room for one more.
I assume that's for me.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and convince
I
you.
appreciate the thought.
Should we ask him about the pirates?
Wait, can't he fly?
No, I can't.
No.
He doesn't have wings.
We're,
I'm
we're making
humanoid.
jokes about it.
He
I mean-
basically just looks like a human but with a dragon head.
I
I
know.
so I got all right. We'll let you guys do that, and maybe after I'll talk about any potential wings I could gain.
I'll ask the two ladies, Kira and her sister, if they'd like to come with us to help investigate.
Not really. I mean, I think we're just gonna kick back over here. I mean, we've heard some rumors that some caravans are going to be heading out of town soon. So people are kind of like they're not expecting the sea trade to be up and running anytime soon. So they're making alternative means. So we think we're just going to rock out with them. But thanks for the offer.
All right.
Also, I don't really fancy getting hit in the chest with another lightning bolt. So
That is fair.
That is fair.
I wish them a safe journey, and then I quickly go off after the dragon.
I would say I'm probably
So-
about here.
yeah, we can safely say that you all meet up, and yeah, you've got the option now of heading over to Thorn Island. I mean, how do you want to get there?
By boat, I guess.
Catapult.
Do any of you have a boat?
Cannibal sounds funnier.
We do not. At
I,
least I don't.
I
I could have
don't.
had an ass, but I decided against it.
We could rent a boat.
Okay, so you want to head
Thanks,
just
okay.
head down to like one of the docks, try and rent a boat from somewhere.
Yeah.
As well.
Cool.
Did I just
I
recruit
mean,
Brandon? Is that just happened?
yeah, I mean, Brandon wasn't far, so you've met,
Yeah.
and he kind
You
of
can
sticks
catch
out.
up.
He's the only dragon.
Yeah,
Thing
and I'm not
you-
walking
you-
very fast.
We
I
could
think
use that
it's
kind
kinda
of
more
money
the
to
slope
go
of
to the island of the
sandwich.
dead.
Have any of you watched Arrested Development?
I have
I
not.
have not.
I can't say I have.
It's so good. I've never watched it before, but they kind of like in that they do the sad walk, which is like with the Snoopy music playing in the background, the really sad music where they just like walk with their heads like their
Hung
chins
low.
against their chests.
Yeah,
just
like
walking,
what I'm doing right now.
really Yeah, so that is what he's currently doing. Arms
Yeah.
just down by his side, walking
I'm
really
never
slowly
gonna
through the middle
fit
of town.
in. Just always gonna be this
I
nasty
just want to
raider.
be a real boy.
I'm always just gonna be this
Same joke.
just be this nasty
So,
raider.
yeah,
that
you
everyone
managed
sees
to
me
like
at.
catch up with him very quickly.
Come with
So,
us.
yeah,
We
you-
could use that kind of moxie on the island of what I can. Damned.
Is there any other way we can get to the island?
You can throw us, big boy.
All right. All right. I
I'll
just
probably get about 10 feet.
all three of you just get on the turtle. Turtle, you get in your shell. And I'll just
Skip him
run
like a
really
stone.
far. Yeah, I'll just run really far. to run really fast right at him and just field goal right into the island.
Yeah, I'm going with McLeod. I'm going with Rolly. Rollick.
I mean, from looking at these character sheets, Noble, you are weaker than most people here.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm level 1. Come on.
So is everyone else. What's your
Everyone's
point?
level 1.
By the way, what was
you're
the
same
XP we
strength
got?
as the dragon.
Hey, he just ended a bar fight on his own.
I
How
did.
strong is he? What's his strength?
14. So he's the same strength as the turtle.
So,
My highest
I'm gonna
stat,
strength 12.
Yeah. Okay, you're stronger than some people, but you are only 7 foot tall. I mean, you're not a literal giant.
Yeah,
I'm a
going
small
with,
giant.
I'm going with the rainbow plan.
You're only a foot taller than I am.
You're not going to be able to pick up the entire party and throw them along the air across
I could
300 feet of water.
I could throw Mr. Kattenstein over there.
And no,
My name is
you'd probably
Folly.
like do
As
your
far as
back
you know.
Right, so you head down to the docks. I mean, most of the boats and that are unmanned because they're all moored up. I mean, everyone's kind of said that they're not going anywhere because of the lighthouse. There is a small shack that belongs to. He's got a big sign out the front. It says, "Cast the ferryman." Ferries are us.
I choose Noble. I cast Noble as the role of ferryman.
All right, I'll talk to the ferryman. So, hello,
Oh god, I
No.
regret.
No. Why don't you let me handle this one?
Yeah, you go
Okay,
ahead.
go ahead.
All my charisma
Alright.
rolls have been.
I walk up to the clerk, or what is he?
I mean, it's basically a shed. It's a one-room shed.
Yeah.
There's a chair and a desk. Sat in the chair is like the oldest man you've ever seen. And he kind of like looks up and he's like, "Hello,
Hello, son. My name is Jenkins.
Hello, my name is Rollick, and we're looking to go to Thorn Island.
Oh right, yeah, the lighthouse.
Yeah, we'd like to investigate it and see what's going on over there.
I mean, the last I heard was that the lighthouse was off limits.
We've been given permission. Should I roll persuasion for that, or is that bad?
Don't do it, it's a trap.
charisma is bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it says like who gave you permission?
The man over
It's
the dwarf man
It's
over
at
there.
this point
guards.
you realize you didn't actually get the name of the dwarf.
Was he a guard captain?
He was the mercenary
Just-
captain.
It was like
Oh, that was the guardian.
Yeah,
Right.
like a sergeant. Like he was definitely an officer.
I was given permission by an officer.
All right.
How to script.
I assume I'm back with the party at this point.
Okay, I'll roll my
Yeah, you're with
persuasion.
us.
Hey
It's
guys, I
like-
thought you guys had this all sorted out.
I mean, you are
Damn.
an officer.
Damn.
Right.
An officer, you say? Wow, how official!
Why didn't you say so
A
sooner?
nondescript officer. I believe every word you're saying. Yes.
That guy, huh?
I'm sure. I mean, if this is am I to believe this is a super secret mission from the guard?
No, it's not secret.
All right. Well,
Right.
I mean, I still think I can probably help you out there.
All right. So,
I mean, if you're doing it for the guard, I guess you could order me to do it. Really, you could commandeer my ferry. So if you give me a few minutes, I'll.
what if we were to borrow
the
your
ferry's
ship
ready.
instead of?
I mean, old Bessie isn't really in the greatest of nick.
Okay.
So I don't think I would be happy with you taking her, but
All right.
I mean I'm perfectly happy to ferry you out there.
All right.
Well, I can wait around. I've got nothing better to do, so I can stay over there until you're ready to come back.
Yeah.
Arcot
that'll work.
says that sounds
I
good.
know
Let's
that
get going.
death warrant of this man was
Now, how
signed.
much would you be charging us for this?
No, as I said, if this is a official business, which I've got no reason whatsoever to think anything other, then you've got me for the day.
Very well. Let's go.
Right, so he leads you outside. You get led up to this like rickety old boat. Well, for what would pass as a boat. He thumbs over at it. He's like, "That's Bessie. You want to get take yourself on board? We can set sail straight away. If there's nothing else that you need."
I turn to the guys and ask them if there's anything else we need.
I just jump on the boat.
Oh,
I carefully get onto the boat, trying
Not
not to
shot
shake
at the
it.
boat.
And I
What?
post myself at the poop deck for both.
Alright.
I gingerly
man,
get
get
on
on there.
I gingerly try and find a seat, trying not to break the boat. As I hear every step makes it a loud.
Yeah, it's like
Is this a dinghy?
every step you can feel the deck kind of like squeaking and moving as you.
So I would like to point out my character is 456 pounds. Can this boat even carry?
Oh, boy.
Twice my weight!
Just,
Swim!
I mean, every step for you is. I mean,
It's just gonna shatter the wood.
you don't want to move around much. You kind of like get on the boat and that's
Wait,
it. You're set.
We're trying to spread out my weight.
You're a turtle.
Yeah.
Can you just swim? You're a turtle.
Swim right next to us.
I mean, it is 300 feet, so it's probably going to take him. Are turtles fast swimmers? I don't know.
They're all right swimmers, actually. Yeah.
I imagine as fast as a dinghy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
no, you all hop on board, and I mean, old Bessie is like probably twice as old as he is, but she's still got some life in her yet. So there's no risk that it's going to imminently
Until
fall
these
apart.
assholes showed up.
Yeah. Until like the combined 1,000 pounds of various creatures stepped aboard. But no, he set sail. It's going to take like, probably an hour or so to get over there. I mean, you're setting sail from here, and the dock is like over this sort of area. So you're not just heading over this tiny little strait here. Got like a little bit of distance to go. So he's setting sail. He makes some idle chit chat with you. He's quite a friendly old man. He's interested in, I mean, he's never seen like a group like you before. He's seen the odd half orc, but a total half giant, a catman, shit like that. This is all new to him, so he's happy to make like little chit chat with you. Is there anything that you want to ask him? He's interested in where you've been, why you're in the city, things like that.
And what can you tell us about the island?
The island, it's Thorn Island. So-called keepers on there. The so-called family is a very small family.
Yes, I know.
One of the minor nobles in the area. There's not many people live over there anymore. I mean, it used to be a big castle. It was like a defensive place. But it got like decimated in the Dragon Wars, which was like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Since then, the so-called family's moved in. They've rebuilt it. Well, it's kind of like just a trade center. Well, not even a trade center. It's like it's where they, set sail from. But one of the extra like bits of income that they get from having the island is they run the lighthouse, and that gives them like a little bit of a tithe for like all the ships coming in. The city pays them for having that there. He knows the lord that's on there because he's a ferryman. I mean, he usually like carries over goods and things for them, provisions, keep them stocked. So he's met the young lord, a guy called. What is his name? Igan Sokol. He's like a really minor member of the Sokol family. The Sokol family themselves don't actually live in Flan anymore. They've moved over to the Sword Coast, down to Baldur's Gate, one of the big cities. But they keep a small retinue here. It's Egan and a couple of his manservants. I think he's got like 2 or 3 of them over there. The rest of the people that live over there are the garrison of guards, and that's it used to be a case that I was ferrying over new guards every like week or so, but the last lot that went over there, they've been there for a good like 2 months or so. Used to be that people would be complaining about going over there. I mean, there's not much to do on a little island with like 3 other people, but those guys seems to have like requested to stay there for some reason.
That's suspicious.
Is there
I'll
any
be
other?
spending-
Does the island get many visitors?
No, I mean it's not a tourist spot. It's like it's someone's house.
I will be spending the boat ride changing out of my noble clothes and into my normal armor and whatnot.
Excellent.
Arvroth is just doing his meditation thing with the thing in his hand.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
carefully
deep in
trying
thought.
to.
Yep.
I'm carefully trying to
1,000
sit
yards
into my
there.
seat.
Sorry, what was that, Noble?
I'm carefully trying to sit and stay set in my seat.
Crash.
Okay.
That would not be
Well, I
good for
want.
you.
You should manage to stay seated. I'm guessing none of you are seasick.
No, as long as
No,
I'm out
not
of
really.
water.
No.
Rollo doesn't like water, but he's not seasick or anything.
All right, cool.
He's uneasy.
Bro, I don't like water too.
Right. So, is there anything else you want to ask this guy back about, or are you happy to just
I'm good.
crack on with the rest of the?
Have there been any unusual shipments to the island lately?
Nothing that I can think of. I mean, that's it. Most of the time, I'm either ferrying new guards to or from the island. When I do that, I usually take over like more provisions for them. They do have their own little dock over there, which is where they set out their own trade ships and things like that. They don't have to use the main city docks that are down here. They have their own sort of like jetty and things over there, their own warehouses and whatnot. So no, I haven't noticed anything strange going over there. I mean, there's the old, superstitions and things like that about ghosts and things, but I don't really. I've been a sailor long enough that I don't really take stock of like such superstitious nonsense.
I see.
Have you seen anything strange happen on the island recently? Or
Apart from the lighthouse all of a sudden not being lit, nope. I don't really go to onto the island. I travel across this little bit of water, drop stuff off, picks people up, and come back, and that's about it. That's about as much as I do, as much as I need to do. I mean, I've heard the rumors about, an old temple and dead clerics and things like that, but that was a story that, you know, my grandmother used to tell me. So it's a story that's been going on for years. But it's not something that I've ever seen.
So I got a bit of a personal question for you, ferryman.
Yeah?
So, why are you so friendly towards us? A bunch of freak shows to say. We should be like living nightmares to you, and yet you were so kind and courteous.
I mean, none of you seem particularly threatening. You're odd looking, but you are on official guard business. So it's my duty as a respectable citizen to help you as much as I can.
All right.
Don't question the 20 roll.
I believe every word that man says.
Don't question us. We rolled a 20. Yeah.
23.
Rolled a 23. Everything we say is law. The sky and the moon are the same.
I'm pretty sure that 23 still beats, like, all of your previous rolls added together.
Yeah, probably.
I've gotten 2 critical fails on persuasion. I'm beginning to question.
I think you chose the wrong field.
I could try and deceive people and see how that goes.
Right, and with that, you're pretty much there. He's starting to, like, you know, rein in the sails and what have you, and pulls up next to the dock. The island itself is like, it's just like a rocky, sandy island. Nothing really. There's no plants really on there. It's more of a like just a breakaway from the city. The sea coming towards the city. There's a few scattered warehouses next to the jetty, and then there's a path that leads up to the keep itself.
All right, so I guess we should get off the boat and start heading up there.
Cool. The ferryman lets you know he's just going to wait here. He just, you know, moors the boat, gets
All right,
himself out on a
I'm
little
gonna-
picnic, and he's just going to wait for you here.
All right. I thank the ferryman for bringing us here, and we're on our way.
Not a problem. Always happy to help out the guard. Right, and you hop off the boat, and I say, I mean, right by the jetty where you've come in, there's like 2 warehouses that you can see, quite large warehouse buildings, just made out of wood, and then up further into the middle of the island, you can see so-called Keep, and that is it's sort of a hodgepodge of buildings, and you can see the Keep itself. There's a stone wall, but it's quite ruined. You can see in places where it's been repaired with wood, so you've got like wooden buttresses and things like that against stone. The keep itself is no longer there. The keep's been replaced with a large house. Then you've got right next to the house, sort of like adjoined to it, is the lighthouse, which is quite a tall tower with this crystal at the top. There's 2 other towers. There's one to the east, which is kind of got like the top missing. It's kind of like that's all fallen to ruin. Still looks like it's good, like maybe 2 stories high. The other tower is to the west. That's next to the gateway into the keep, and that is more of an intact tower. It looks to be like the original stone tower that was there. That seems to be mostly intact. As you get off the ship, you see 2 people walking down from the keep towards you. One's a man, one's a woman. Both are quite elderly, quite old humans. And they walk up and greet you. And they say, hi, welcome to Thorn Island. We we were not expecting anyone.
Neither were we.
While they're talking,
So,
I'm gonna scan the horizon for any guards or any potential threats.
While they're
Can you make a perception check?
And I see nothing. I tell you that much.
I mean, you-
close your eye.
Yeah, you can
I look over-
vaguely
I
make
look-
out a keep.
You can see two people.
Look!
I
Whoa!
You
Over
were quite
into-
surprised by the fact that there's two people stood in front of you.
Holy crap! Where'd you two come from?
I asked them for their names.
I am Egan. I'm the groundsman for the so-called family, and this is my my wife.
You sure?
No,
So sure about
Egan's
that, are ya?
the
I was wondering about that. You said
Lord.
Egan was the Lord.
Yeah, Egan was the Lord. This person is I've forgotten their name.
We'll just call him Larry.
Good old Larry and his possibly wife.
Yeah, his possible wife, Martha. Oh no, it can't be Martha because that would like start some sort of massive thing. Yeah, so it's Larry and Barbara.
All right.
Larry and
I'm Rolik. This is what was the cat's name?
as far as you know, Folly.
Folly.
I'm Rolik. This is Folly. This is Ben, and this is Everoth. Oh, and Khan.
Don't forget my name. It's Khan.
We're just here to look into the disappearance of the light from the light tower.
Right. I mean, the lighthouse was extinguished about 2 days ago. We have no idea what happened. All we know is that Master Ingen and the guards, they were here, and then around the time that the lighthouse went out, they've gone. We haven't seen hide nor hair of them since then. We were hoping that someone was going to come over to investigate, but we haven't seen any guards. We haven't seen like anybody. You're the first people to come over and check on us. We've just been here, kind
We're
of
here
wondering
on
what was
behalf-
happening.
We're here on behalf of the guard. Well,
Excellent,
we're
excellent. So you're
adventurers.
here to help us to figure out
Hopefully.
Yeah.
what's happened.
That's
Yes.
the current
Well,
one.
I mean, if there's anything we can do to help, I mean, we'll do anything really, because
Maybe if you could show us around the place and give us any information that could help with the investigation.
not a problem at all. I mean, they kind of like beckon you up towards the keep, and they walk up there with you. I mean, what would you like to know?
Exactly how long ago did the lighthouse stop working?
It was 2 nights ago.
Have you looked at the lighthouse?
We can't get in there. We can get into the base of the lighthouse, but Master Egan had the key. We can't get into the lighthouse, the top of the lighthouse where the crystal is.
Where is Master Egan?
Disappeared.
Well, we don't have a clue. He was here, and then the night that
where's
the
the-
lighthouse went out, he wasn't.
Where was the last spot he was? Where in the last place?
I would have presumed he was probably in bed. I don't. It was on the night we retired for the evening, and the next day when we woke up, the lighthouse was out, and there was nobody else here.
What's the material of that door made out of, leading up to the crystal?
Can it get
It's-
lightninged?
It's
Remember, I
just
only got one of those a day.
An oak door. It's
Who
pretty
is
solid.
the strongest
lock?
of us
What's the
two?
look like?
That'd be me.
metal
that would-
lock.
And that'd
It's
be the
just
turtle.
standard door, really. It's
I would suggest
quite weighty, quite heavy.
brute force it with the three
Both,
strongest.
and both the turtle and I can knock it down at once. We'd have to do it together, though.
Give me about
So,
20 minutes with the door. I might be able to get it open. I have my.
So,
All right.
All right, how about-
what happened to the tower over there, the one that's crumbled?
It's always been like that since the so-called family moved in. We're doing our best to rebuild the place, but it costs quite a bit of money. So it's a dewy upper. We're still working on it, but we've got the main house already, and that's the main thing. You notice like the main house is like a kind of an upper class house, but it's not defensible in the slice. It's got big glass windows. It's 90% wood. This place is not a fortress anymore.
So I heard you guys have a barracks for the.
A barracks? No, I mean Sergeant Grimm and his men. They bunked down in the lighthouse. We don't have any sort of like a barracks per se. I mean,
Do you
the
know if
lighthouse.
there's...
We've got a common room and things in there, and there's a few bunk beds, but that's all they really need.
Yes.
So you don't know if there's anybody inside the lighthouse? Like you haven't heard any noises or anything?
We've been in the lighthouse. We went in there looking for Sergeant Grimm. I mean, he's been here for a few months now. He's a lovely gentleman. He's always been kind to me and my wife, and he seems to enjoy it here. So we went there looking for him to see if he could help us find Master Egan, but he was gone as well, and all of his men were gone as too. They've disappeared.
All right. We'll go and take a look at the lighthouse and see if we can figure out what's going on.
No problem. Do you need us to come with you, or?
No, it should be alright. Just
We
direct
should be
us
fine.
to the door you can't get past.
If you feel more comfortable with coming with us, that's fine.
Not a problem. I mean, I'll let my wife, because she's getting on a bit. She's not too well. I'll let her head back to the main house. But I'm more than happy to show you around. So I'll lead you up to the lighthouse. He takes you up there. It's the tower itself is about 80 feet tall. It's kind of like tapered. It starts off quite wide at the bottom, then tapers up to quite a narrow top. At the top, it's rounded. There's no sort of roof to it. It's just got this big crystal at the top, and it's kind of got like a sort of a parapet going around that. Looks to be, when you get inside, the downstairs is definitely set out as like a common room. There's tables and chairs around. There's like a dartboard against one wall. There's a small stove and things like that. There's a few benches. It's quite tidy. Nothing really unusual that you think. I mean, is there anything you want to do on that floor? Is there any sort of
I do want to
you guys
search.
wanna-
look into?
We could search
If,
around a little bit.
Yeah, if I forget which.
We roll
I know
some
you asked, but
perception
if,
checks and see if we can
Yeah.
find anything.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to be like really searching into the room, roll his perception.
oh shit! Look at that! Holy
Oh,
fuck!
Oh,
Wow, I see
Right.
Oh, good one,
everything.
though.
Everybody
I'm
sees
gonna give it a roll,
everything.
but I just
I see
Except for the
everything.
two of us.
I see that there is.
I see all the treasure and I keep it for myself.
All right, so
Yes.
I mean,
let's
there's-
see.
I see.
We're just. I guess we're just searching drawers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I mean,
I guess I
you
find
look
it
around
key.
down here, but there's nothing much there. There's like there's nothing unusual. There's plates,
find-
there's cutlery, things like that.
Is there a key in there, or is there something of interest?
I think
No,
we
no,
would have
not
found
really.
it.
It's just a common room. There's nothing really there.
All right.
But I do find the
Let's
food.
move on.
On the next floor,
I'll take this wheel of cheese with me.
there's a like it's a bunk room. There's three or four bunk beds in there. Each of them has like a small chest at the bottom of them, and then against the far wall there's like a narrower set of stairs that lead further up.
All right. I roll perception. Man, I am not doing great.
Most
Alright.
things get by you.
Right.
I'll give it a
There
shot
we
too.
go.
Ooh, there we go.
And
21. So
I notice I have
fine.
toes.
Yeah.
you notice too?
Again, I mean, there's
Oh my god, there's 2 old people here.
Oh my god!
there's
Oh my
There's
god!
nothing-
There's a dragon. There's a big guy in here. There's a cat in here.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing much here. There's, I mean, a few like personal letters and things like that tucked under mattresses, but yeah, I mean, you flick through those, like they're kind of like just love letters between them and girlfriends and things that they have on the mainland. There's nothing that would indicate where the people have gone to. It's just kind of like the normal stuff that you would expect to see in a a communal bedroom.
Is Sergeant Grimm's room there too?
It looks to be that he sleeps in
I
the same
see.
area. There's like one of the chests has like Grim carved into it.
Does he have any sort of special keys in his belongings?
No, I mean there's like some changes of clothes. There's a few like small trinkets and things like that in there. A few gold pieces. There's nothing that stands out as unusual. No keys, no anything like that. I mean, you'd imagine that for the lighthouse, it would be likely that Egan, being like the lord of the keep, he would most likely have the key for that. It wouldn't be the guards that would have it.
Unfortunate.
All right, should we just move on then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Right up at the top, Larry, or whatever we said, the manservant. Well, he like points the door and said, "This is the door to the beacon." And it's locked. We have no idea where the key's gone. Master Egan used to have it around his neck, so we searched his room. We couldn't find it there, presuming that he's still got it on him, wherever he may be. Make a perception check.
All right. Oh,
16 is the highest. Me and Noble.
Yeah, so Kyle,
we
Noble,
see-
you both see it. Like the door is like heavy set, oak door, like metal bound. It's a very sturdy door.
All right.
There's a big lock on it. It's like a big metal lock. Kyle, you're a thief. You looking at the lock. I mean, you've seen these type of locks before. It's kind of like a generic lock. You'd be perfectly happy to try and take a bash at opening it.
Yeah, I could do that. I have Thieves' Tool.
Cool. If you could make me a dexterity check.
A dexterity check. Just like a saving throw, I guess?
Yeah.
17.
That is quite good. Yeah, I mean, you like whip out your thieves' tools. You are like working away
Like
at the lock
lightning
for a
after the
few
thunder.
minutes. You're working away for a few minutes, and then there's like a nice loud click, and the door opens. And the door
Gentlemen?
leads out onto a parapet. In the middle, there's the crystal. There's some like arcane equipment that surrounds it. You figure that that's what makes it go. I mean, do any of you have sort of like an arcana sort of like skill?
Not really.
I
I
don't.
don't believe so.
No.
We could try rolling for it, I guess.
Let's roll for it.
Yeah, if you just make like an intelligence check.
Oh, just intelligence. What?
Oh wow!
Intelligence.
Noble.
14.
I suddenly get the
The
ability.
barbarian jumps up. I know what is going on.
I know what is going on. I have the.
I sense magic in here.
All right, what did Noble find out?
Right, so Noble, for some reason, is pretty sure that it's working. It's just not giving out light anymore. He can't see anything on there that would mean it would not be working.
Okay. Is there something wrong with the crystal itself?
No, I mean physically everything on the device, the crystal and everything seems to be fine.
My
Perhaps the crystal is drained of energy.
I turn to Larry and I ask, how is this spell performed? Do
I
people
don't
constantly
know.
feel it with magic? All right.
It's not something
Thank you,
that I have
Larry.
anything to do with. Don't even think Master Egan knows. It's just the family look after this, and it should just always work. We've got no idea why it shouldn't be anymore.
The morning when you and your wife
Sort of
woke-
like kicks it,
and,
and nothing happens.
the morning you and your wife woke up and everyone else was missing. Is there anything else at all?
I mean, other than Master Egan going missing, no. I mean, we didn't notice anything during the night. We weren't like woken up. There hasn't been any strangers here. It's just been me, my wife, Master Egan, and Sergeant Grimm and his 4 men.
So, is there anything else on this island, like to the west or east?
No. I mean, the only thing on the island is the keep. So that's the main house, the lighthouse, the walls, and the towers, and that's it. It's not a big island.
While we were inland, we heard stories about ghost pirates and ghosts and a curse. Do you know anything about that, or are those just rumors?
I mean, there's been stories like that for years. We haven't ever seen anything. I know Master Egan used to like those stories. Some of like when his parents used to be here, they would tell him the stories and he'd laugh them up. I think he might still have some books about it in his room, but I mean, as I say, we've never seen anything.
Could you take us to his room then?
Yeah, you can have a look around. I mean, he leads you up to the house. You notice that when you go in, the house on the outside is huge. I mean, it big old house with, like, you can tell from the outside, it's got multiple wings to it. But as you go in, you notice that a lot of these wings are closed off. The inside of the house still seems to be a work in progress. There's rooms that are still being renovated, that's still being worked on. He leads you upstairs to where Master Egan's rooms are. He opens up the doors and leads into this big 3-room suite. There's a bedroom, there's a library, and there's a small office. The room itself is pretty untidy. Not like ransacked. It just looks like Egan is like a scruffy bastard. He doesn't pick up after himself. The room itself is very clean. You can tell that Larry and his wife have still been working here over the past few days. They've been dusting and like cleaning up, but they haven't touched anything of Egan's. Everything is like kind of left where it was. They've kind of like just cleaned around things. The room itself is quite well decorated. There's tapestries and large pictures on the walls. Against the far wall from you coming in are like large glass windows that look out over the courtyard and over the rest of the island. There's like, deep red carpets and things like that all throughout the rooms.
Everyone, roll perception.
I mean, the bedroom is made up of, well, not bedroom, it's like
17.
the suite is made up of 3 rooms. So you've got the bedroom, you've got a small study, and then you've got kind of a living room which has like a number of bookcases and things like that around.
All right, well, we search, I suppose.
Yeah.
2 crits again.
Brandon,
So are you
rolled
like
charisma.
splitting up? Are you like splitting up and taking different
Oh,
rooms,
whoops.
or
Perception.
Oh,
Or, yeah, persuasion.
yeah. I will search. What was it?
That's
Bedroom,
fine, yeah.
office, and what was the other one?
there's a bedroom, an office, and like a living room which has like a number of bookcases and things in it.
I'll check the.
Cool.
I'll go for the living room. I'll need
Excellent.
assistance though.
I guess I'll
Oh,
go
yeah,
to the living room
persuasion.
too.
Right. So we'll start off with the living room. So in the living room, there's a multitude of bookcases. There's a really big picture of a man fighting a dragon. It's quite a worn picture, but that's up on one of the walls. There's a sofa in there. On the sofa, there's a couple of books that are like been left open. So in there is Brandon and McLeod, was it?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't. Like the books that are on the bookcase, that there's a lot of history books on there. There's a lot of like sort of books on law and poetry, that sort of thing. The sofa has 2 books on it. One is like a really old-looking book. On the front, it says like "Cults of the Moon Sea" by Thalios of Tyr. You recognize Tyr is like the name of a god. So it sounds like this is being written by like a cleric or something like that. You don't recognize the language that it's written in. It seems to be like a really old language.
Which one? I do know Abyssal
It is
and Infernal.
written in Thoras, which is like a really old version of Common.
All right.
So unless you like had like a specific like history sort of for that, you can kind of like make out like the odd words that have like filtered down to like modern Common, but a lot of it is like you've got no idea what it says. And the other book doesn't have a title. Like the title's worn off. It's got a lot of pictures and things like that in it. It seems to be along the same sort of nature as the other book. It's got lots of like hereditary in it and symbols from other religions and stuff like that. It seems like whoever was going through these books was kind of maybe trying to marry up some of the information that was in it. But because you can't read the book, you don't really know what it was all about. Neither of you really have. Do either of you have any specific like religion skills or anything like that?
No.
Not that I know of. No.
We could bring the book to Ben and see if he can
Yeah,
get anything out of it.
that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I mean, yeah, you can do that. So
Ben, get in here.
We'll hop back to that in a sec. So in the bedroom, who was in the bedroom?
I went to office.
Yeah. So where's Dragon
I think
Man and Turtle Boy?
Dragon Man's in the
Dragon Man's in the
living room.
The Dragon Man's in the living room with everyone else.
Rollick.
Captain
Okay, so
McLeod and
So is everybody in here except Kyle?
Kyle and Noble, I think, went to the office.
Office, yes.
So I guess I went to the last place.
Cool. So in the bedroom, there's like a big like 4-poster bed in there. There's another like smaller bookcase. Are you wanting to search through the bookcase and things like that? Yeah. Can you make just a perception check for me? Yeah. You notice that there's the same sort of books on there, law, poetry, stuff like that. Nothing that jumps out as unusual. There's also like a small pouch on there that's got a few gold pieces in. It's got a silver medallion that you recognize as like a holy symbol. It's a set of scales which you're a cleric, so you realize that that's a symbol of Tyr. He's one of like the lawful good gods. Icehope, did you decide on a god?
I didn't. I couldn't actually find the section. I was trying to find it.
All right, it's on. Do you have the player's handbook to hand?
I have it here. Yeah, I have it up.
Right, so it's page 295. There are quite a few. What you want to do is you probably just want to pick one that is within like one stage of your alignment. So if you're like lawful good, go for like a neutral good or a lawful good gods, that sort of thing.
I'm neutral.
I don't think there's any that are specific to your race, so you're probably looking at just one of the standard ones. What is your alignment, by the way?
Neutral good.
Neutral good, cool.
So I don't really know the difference between all these. So this first one looks fine.
Pick Cthulhu.
God of writing.
The god of chaos and insanity.
Cthulhu, the mind flayer, god of chaos among beings.
The goddess of agriculture.
Yeah,
That one?
Yeah. Cool. I can send you like a link to like more information on them. It's not massively important, but it's just to make sure you weren't like a follower of Tyr, which would mean you would know more about the symbol and stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, you recognize that's what it is. It's a holy symbol for that god. You know that god is like one of the lawful good gods.
Okay.
So not really something you would expect to see from an evil cultist.
Yeah.
Which is what you're led to believe is happening on here by Noble. Other than that, there's nothing else really in the room. It's quite an untidy room. The bed itself is made, but there are clothes and things on the floor. There's books on like side tables and things like that. None of the books seem to jump out at you as like something unusual. They most of them are just like basic writings on poetry, lore, and things like that. Do you want to take the holy symbol or the gold or anything like that, or are you just kind of like you see it and you just like put it back?
I'll just look at it and put it back.
Cool. Right. So in the office, there's a big do you have religion or anything like that, Ice Wolf?
Oh, religion? Like the
Yeah, it's like a
skill?
skill.
I don't remember. No, I don't have.
You don't know it. Right, yeah. So in the office, there's a big desk, big like beautifully carved desk, big comfy chair there. Again, there's a few little drawers and things dotted about. On the top of the desk, there's a bunch of like sketches and things like that. The sketches seem to be of the East Tower, so it's like a picture showing how it looks at the moment, and then he's sort of like in like a lighter pencil. He's sort of tried to imagine what it would have looked like before it was destroyed. There's a few sketches of the manservants and pictures of the guards and things like that. Some like really bad poetry that's been written out. Again, nothing that jumps out as being unusual on there. The desk does have like a number of drawers. There's like 3 drawers on there, but they're all locked.
I can change that.
Yeah,
give
if
it
you
a
want
try.
to unlock those, give me a roll.
Dexterity, right?
I think so, yeah.
15.
Yeah. You work
You
over
want
all
3
the
different
drawers for
ones,
like.
or?
No, we'll take the one. I think it'll be like one of those things where it's a lock at the top, and that's what locks all 3 of them. So you work
Okay.
on that for like a few minutes, and again there's that nice satisfying click, and you realise that it's unlocked. You root through the drawers. There's more papers in there. Again, there's a few gold coins, a few little trinkets. There is another sketch, and this one seems to be more. It's been worked on a lot more, and it's obviously been considered more valuable than the ones that were on the top because it's been locked away in a drawer. Can you roll a intelligence check, and if you don't have religion or history, make it like a -2. So whatever you roll, we'll just take 2 off it.
All right. In that case, 19.
21. Yeah, that is still quite large. You recognise that this looks like you've travelled the world quite a bit because you're from Chult, which is like ass end of nowhere.
Yeah.
It is literally like thousands of miles away from where you are now. So you must have travelled quite widely to get here. You recognise this as like it looks to be a shrine of some sort, like it's got a big statue of a warrior, but he's got bandages across his eyes. He's also missing his right hand. His other hand's holding a set of scales. You recognize that as the iconic image of Tyr. So you recognize this as being like a sketch of a shrine to Tyr.
All right. Well, I'll
And
take
that's pretty
and
much all you find.
I'll take that, and I'll take the gold.
Right, no worries. You pocket the gold. There's like 10 gold pieces, something like that. So you can pocket that.
Sweet.
Noble, can you make a perception check for me?
Yes. Absolutely
Yeah.
abysmal.
Yeah,
Oh, look!
you're stood there.
Hey,
You're
that's near the
mostly
back of
paying
my
attention
hand.
to the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm
And-
paying attention to the back of my hand, probably.
I know this place like a back of my. Oh my god.
What the fuck is that?
What is that? I've never seen that before.
Okay, so yeah, you meet together. I mean, unfortunately, Tom the Turtle doesn't have any sort of religion, so he's not really too sure what the Moonsea Cult Spook is about. He recognizes a couple of names that are in there, a couple of the words. The page that it was open on, there's lots of mentions of Dagon, which you recognize as some sort of devil or something like that. It's
Fish god, like a lot like Cthulhu.
you don't know what it is, Noble. But yeah, you recognize it as like some sort of devil type thing.
I ask if anyone knows about the drawing, and I show them the drawing of Tyr. Are they
You
able
just
to
showing
tell me
that
more of this?
to the rest of the party, or are you taking that to like the
Rest of the party for now.
Should we roll perception?
No, there's no need to. I mean, Tyr is like he's not like a unheard of god. So you kind of recognize. I mean, Bob definitely. Not Bob.
Ben?
Ben definitely recognizes. That is like a shrine to Tyr. You haven't noticed anything like that in the house. So I mean, it's a very detailed sketch. So it's you don't imagine that it's been like drawn from imagination necessarily. Something like this, it kind of matches up with the other drawings that you saw on the desk, which are all
People.
drawings of actual things that are on the island. So you kind of putting two and two together, you think that this is something that Egan would have seen.
Alright, well, I guess I will take it to Larry and say, hey, where's...
Larry has never seen that in his life.
Cool, you're useless.
There are no temples on the island. Master Egan, as far as he knows, wasn't a particularly religious man. He's never seen Egan with like a holy symbol or anything like that. There's no clerics on the island.
I want to ask him if any of the guards or Master Egan has been doing anything odd lately.
I mean,
Disappearing is rather weird. Not like
yeah,
Prior to that.
Before that.
There's always been a bit of a rumor that somewhere on the island was some treasure, some fortune that was left over from whoever had the original keep.
Dibs.
We've people have on occasion tried to gain access to the island to look for this treasure, but the so-calls have been here for a number of years. The keep, when they got here, was pretty much leveled. Only one of the towers was still intact. The other one was half destroyed. The lighthouse was still here, but the main keep was no longer. He's pretty sure if there was a treasure, someone would have found it during the renovation.
Is there anything under the keep? Like any tunnels
Yes,
or anything?
I was wondering about that too. If you had cellars or tunnels.
We don't have any cellars. We've never seen anything. I mean, pretty sure when they were putting down the new house, it was placed on the foundations of the keep, and there wasn't anything to indicate there was something below it.
I feel like there's something below it.
I also have that tingling sensation in the back of my head as well.
The back of your what? I was talking about my testicles. Might have just been excess cleaning, but
I would like to go search
where's
that
the lowest place in the house?
ruins of the one tower. When we
I mean,
get
it
out there.
takes you to a kitchen, which has like a slightly sunken pantry. This would be the lowest part of the manor. The floor plan of the house itself was pretty much built directly on top of where the old keep would have been.
We dig here.
So this would have been where, any sort of like cellar or basement was previously would have been where they now have, the pantry, which lowest point, it's the coolest part of the house. This is where they store their food.
Did anyone bring a shovel?
Nope.
I'm a duke.
How about a pickaxe?
Well, someone's gone. Who did
Yeah,
lose?
somebody just
Nice
left.
one. We lost Ben the turtle.
Then the total
Oh.
just poof disappears.
Disappears.
So did McLeod.
Poof.
Well, I don't know about
How
you guys,
about
but I'm not
this
going to question. No,
I'm not going to question it that they were
I heard
probably
mention-
taken by the shadows.
I heard mention of going to check out the tower.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'd be my idea. The one that's partially standing or whatever in ruins.
Cool. Yeah. So I mean, you've got the east tower, which is the one that's like
Can I do
Yeah,
perception? Can I roll a
We've got
perception?
Captain McLeod typing.
No.
You might be saying that the internet has just gone out.
Internet.
Yeah,
Internet's
it
down. Could I do a perception on the pantry, by the way?
Our friends are not in there; they're just gone. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
where
I
am
mean,
I? I forgot where I am. I'm with the cat.
I own you.
Oh, you make creaking noises.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, are you rolling that perception?
But I didn't roll a perception. Not for a
No,
while.
I asked you a question. You said, "Can I roll a perception?" I said, "Yes." So are you rolling it?
Okay, I guess I'm. Well, I'm still upstairs.
You didn't follow us?
I'm just with Kyle.
Kyle's
down.
downstairs.
I'm downstairs. I missed that part. Sorry. I'm tired. Come on.
Did you think the pantry was in his bedroom?
No. Do you
Roll
guys want to
perception
wait?
for the pantry?
No, my perception right now in reality is
Well, I guess I'll give it a
Roll
go.
Perception.
Slightly better, not a lot.
Yeah. No. I mean, you don't see anything untoward or like. You bang on the walls. They all seem pretty solid. Stamp on the floor. That again seems like a solid floor.
All right.
Good floor.
So you're heading to the east tower,
The collapsed one, yes.
the
Sounds good.
collapsed one. I mean, it's just like the top third that's kind of like collapsed and ruined. The rest of it's like pretty solid.
All right.
It's got like a door. The door opens up. And the manservant says that like this used to be a library. All the books and everything were just like that's what it used to be for the original keep. Now he opens the door. We kind of just use it as storage. You notice like when you go in the tower itself is that it's filled with furniture, like old furniture, things like that. There's building supplies, there's wood, timber, and things like that. They're all being used to.
Morale poops
Hello.
back into existence.
welcome back to that.
Yeah. Our internet died for a minute.
No worries. Yeah, people checked out the pantry, like the kitchen area. That was the lowest part of the main house, and nothing was found. So the party has moved over to the east tower, which is the the one that's partially ruined.
Hello?
Hello.
Yay!
Hi. Go back, dude.
So, so the east tower is like the inside is like it's just dusty and dark. It's filled with the old furniture and things like that. There's a staircase that leads up to another floor, but that floor again, like the door is, you can kind of just push it open a little bit, and you just see like just piles of more furniture. Okay, so if anyone is, so is anyone going to be searching through the furniture or anything like that?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
I must step
Roll
away for a
me
moment, so-
a investigation.
Oh, investigation.
Oh,
I have to
which
step away
is
for a sec, so
intelligence.
1 moment.
No worries.
Oh, I got a
Doing great.
21.
Okay, so McLeod, you notice that at the back of the room, like right at the back of the room, a lot of the furniture looks like it's been moved around recently. There's like trails in the dust and things like that. As you like pull back the furniture and things, you see there's a doorway right at the back, which is kind of boarded over, but a number of the boards are.
Just
Oh,
just a
listen.
normal door, not like a trap door or anything.
No, it's just like a normal door set in the back of the room.
Okay.
And yeah, it's kind of like it's like a doorway. The door itself isn't there, but it's boarded over. But a number of the lower boards are pretty loose, and it seems like someone's been pulling them away and then replacing them like repeatedly.
Okay, that's not suspicious whatsoever.
No.
All right. I guess we should start pulling the boards off, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
easy enough to do. I mean, it does lead into like a really dark room. Do any of you have
I will light a
like
torch.
dark vision or torches? Yeah, cool.
I have dark vision.
No, well, I'll let the one with dark vision go first before I light it.
So, my racial trait is dark vision, but when I was looking through the spells, it was a separate. There was a separate spell called dark vision. Are they
Alright.
two different things?
The spell for dark vision would be if you didn't already have dark vision.
Okay.
It doesn't like
And-
stack.
And the spell allows you to give it to other people. I don't have the spell.
All right, cool. Yeah, so you'd be able to like, if someone else didn't have it, you could like zap them with dark vision.
Yeah.
You see anything good in that darkness? Is it worth me lighting up this
All right,
torch?
should I roll for perception again?
No, there's no need to roll perception. I mean, you can just go in and have a
Alright.
look around. Inside, it's like a small room, and you recognize you were shown the picture. Inside is the shrine to Tyr. As well as the shrine, there's a desk. It kind of looks very similar to the desk that was in Egan's room. It's more of like a purplish hue, but same sort of design. That's also pressed up against one of the walls. And on top of that is a journal. On the front of the journal, it's like Egan's journal, something like that. It's
Yeah.
definitely the journal of the Lord of the Keep.
All right.
There's a few other like little trinkets on there. Nothing. There's no like nothing
Yeah.
like massively exciting.
All right. I'll take a look at that book.
Cool. I mean, it's quite. There's quite a lot of pages, so you gonna take your time to kind of like go through it carefully, or are you just gonna be like thumbing through it quite quickly?
Probably thumbing through it.
Cool. Yeah, it takes like an hour or so. You notice that a lot of it at the beginning is Sort of like a diary. It's just general musings
Yeah.
and things like that. Then further into the journal, there's entries like mentioning how Egan has becoming quite good friends with Sergeant Grimm. How Grimm shares his like passion for history and the history of the island, and how Grimm Grimm's a firm believer in the fact that there's this treasure. This treasure is somewhere on the island. Egan had the same like kinds of thoughts. He'd always grown up with these stories from his parents and things about this old temple that used to be part of the island, a temple to Tyr. But there'd never been any sort of evidence of that. As you get more and more into the book, the writings become more excited. There's an entry about finding the shrine. The shrine was something that no one had previously seen. The doorway itself used to be there used to be a big solid door there. No one had a key for. But Egan had and Grimm had managed to knock the door down to gain entry. So they'd both seen this shrine, and that had kind of like bolstered their excitement. They, if the shrine to Tyr was here, then that gave them further evidence that this treasure must definitely be here somewhere. And right at the end of the final page, which is what the book was open at, is a handout.
A what?
Sort of handout.
Handout.
Okay, so
like money?
there you go. Everyone should be able to see that now.
Where'd you post it?
Oh, there it is.
Ah,
There it is.
here we are.
So click on the little magnifying glass. That'll make it bigger.
Okay, page 7. Let's see it. Why else pay attention to positioning and
Potential causes, true nature of cult.
I accidentally exited it. Oops.
Page 78 must be it. Why else
It's in
pay attention to
journals.
the Position and
four
Where?
symbols,
There it
3
is.
words. Must not get it wrong.
four symbols.
Should I
for it,
not
3
read this
words.
out loud? This
We're all saying
kinda-
the same thing.
No.
There we go.
All right.
Going to page
I-
40.
I guess I'll take this and bring it to the rest of the party so they can see it.
Yeah,
What
cool. Everyone
Do we know?
can see that.
It is under the west tower. The weird symbol ahead. Yada yada yada. Never found the treasure, but
No password. Potential curses. True
to
nature of
enter
cult. Oh,
hand,
there's a cult here, huh?
to enter hand plus something Joe Megalo
To enter hand plus toe. Is that a T?
Is that a toe or a Joe?
toe?
No, it's the T. It's a T.
Yeah, it's a T. To enter hand plus toe mana. Is that mana?
Mana or
mono.
mana? Mono? Toe,
Mono?
mono.
MONO.
Toe
Toe mono.
megalo.
Toe, mono, toe, megalo.
Okay. Let's see.
Digging without soldiers might be dangerous.
Okay, so the password is putting your hand on a door, I guess, and reciting Tomano Tomegalo.
Four symbols, 3 words. Are we gonna need some
got
holy
it.
symbols?
Now we wait for Grimm Digging without soldiers might be dangerous.
Hmm.
I can't read some of this.
Neither can I.
Yeah. Thinking this.
Digging
Like this.
until sure. Parents
Person
killed me. Oh, parents. Is that parents? Parents kill me of their wives.
3 words.
Weird symbol of head surrounded by tentacles. Was cult in religion flan. Or
In region flan.
Need to know.
followers of
Yeah.
Tyr destroyed it, but were found
But never.
never found the treasure.
I'll be right back. I just gotta go to the...
Book of Moonsea cult by Thalion Thalius of Tyr might
Yeah.
contain more.
You recognize that as the title of the book that was on the sofa.
Okay. All right. I guess we should go take a look at the book again. Does anybody have it on them?
I think we brought it with us, or if what's his name probably brought it. Can't think of his name though. The guy that's
Yeah, sure. You
following us around.
you can say that you still have the book.
Sorry.
I mean, it's a big old hefty tomb. Are you going to like? Is there a specific page that you want to have a look at, or are you just wanting to like browse through it to look for?
We want to go to
Something's-
page 78.
Okay,
That's
cool.
of the-
Page
okay.
78.
Yeah.
So page 78 references a specific cult. Again, the word Dagon is like quite prevalent. You also there's a mention of Just One and the Great One.
Lightning has struck.
There's a lot of symbols and things like that in the book. There's the symbol for Dagon appears to be this like a fish head with lots of tentacles and things like that surrounding it. A lot of it is written in this very ancient language that none of you really know how to read. But you do notice like certain words that match up with what's on this piece of paper. So Tormono and Tormegalo, that seems to be mentioned as a phrase together.
Can we do something to decipher
I am back.
the message and find out where the treasure is? Do this.
There are
Hmm.
on the bottom text. I think that's part of the key. 4 symbols, 3 words. Must not get it wrong.
What
We've
are we
only
looking at
come
now?
across 2 holy symbols on this island, haven't we?
There's
Okay,
a
so-
player handout. If it's not showing on your screen, you can get to it through the journal page. That's the third icon across.
Yeah,
So we're trying to
journal?
cross-reference the information on this handout with the book that we found earlier in the living room.
So we've had
we're just trying to figure out the clues here.
that statue, the
Tormono, Tormegalo.
fish head with tentacles. So there must be more references to or at least 2 more, or was it 2 or 3?
No, I mean,
'Cause it
there's
says-
a lot of symbols on there. I mean, there's a picture of like a closed palm hand. There's a few other like very strange like spiral patterns and things like that, like eldritch runes. I mean, there's a lot of symbols on the page. None really that jump out to you other than, you know,
Okay.
the head surrounded by tentacles, which is specifically mentioned on here.
Yeah.
It says, do the spirits speak Thaunis? Which is that the language that the book is written in?
It is.
Yeah, that's
Thoras.
I would like to take
angels.
a closer look around that dark room with my torch lit. Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it's
See if I can. Well, I ain't gonna find nothing new.
Okay.
I don't know why I try.
Oh, open on right page though. Hey,
Maybe I will.
I mean,
maybe I
you're
can.
pretty
have
sure
Zerba.
that there's nothing. I mean, it doesn't look like there's anything hidden in the room.
I'm going to go in
There's
the room with
this-
him. I'll go into the room with him and I'll take a closer look. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Back-
I mean,
back in
I
the
see
room.
something.
there's nothing
Still
hidden that
nothing.
you can find.
Back in the room where I found
That's
the
weird.
journal. Was there anywhere else to go?
No, it was like just a dead end room. It was just an offshoot
Okay.
from the main room, which had this shrine entity here, the desk. It was just like a writing desk. There was no drawers or hidden compartments that you could see. The rest of the things in there are just various religious paraphernalia, you know, like symbols and things like that. But all of them are dedicated to Tia. There's nothing that you can see that is from, you know, this cult, this like Dagon cult. There's no fish heads. There's nothing like that.
Okay, did anybody find anything suspicious in the other 2 rooms? Like,
I found the drawing of the like shrine.
the shrine.
We can go
Yeah,
up
the-
before,
Yeah,
right?
Kyle found Kyle found the hand drawn picture of the shrine that you're currently stood in.
Oh, we found it. Sweet.
All right. Should
Yeah.
we touch the shrine and recite the words? No.
Not it.
I think we gotta be careful with what we choose there.
Now
'Cause
in
it says 3 words.
this thing
and-
says to enter hand plus those things. In the
Yeah.
drawing I found, the guy is missing his left hand. Was it?
Right hand, but that's Tyr is known as the like mutilated god. He lost his eyes and his hand in battle. So
Oh, so that's
it's-
not a.
yeah.
statue.
It's to be expected that he wouldn't have a hand.
Never mind.
This does have another floor, right, Rob?
Yeah. I mean, you've already been upstairs. I mean, the upstairs
Yeah.
room is like more filled with furniture. It's like harder to get into. I mean, like one of you can just about squeeze in there.
Or half of noble.
I'll give it a go.
Very
I've got
claustrophobic.
nothing
Yes.
better to do.
Yes.
Perception.
Uh,
Why do I bother trying?
All right, send the cat in there.
Somebody else do something. I suck. I'm only here for a fight.
go in
I'm
there.
useless.
What are we doing? Perception? I'll roll perception. Bam.
Nice.
Yep,
Alright.
it's filled
What am I
with old
perceiving?
furniture. You're pretty sure that there's nothing else in here.
Okay.
All right.
It's I've been doing things slightly wrong. It should be investigation you're doing for searching things. Perception is
Oops.
for seeing if there's anyone about. Doesn't massively matter. There've been high rolls in any case. But yeah, no, you're pretty sure that there's nothing in that room. Like the furniture is pretty much wedged in there.
All right.
All right. Could there be anything?
I'm not sure if Kyle. Have you read through the handout, Kyle?
Most part, yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, we know something under the tower. Weird symbols, 4 symbols, 3 words. Get it wrong, you probably die.
Doo-doo-doo. Somebody just got
And there
dropped.
goes Ice Wolf again, and he's back.
Mhm.
I accidentally.
Bud. One of you make an intelligence check.
Okay.
I'll do it. I have lower
Uh,
intelligence. Bam.
I don't know what my intelligence
Nice.
is.
17, that's cool. I mean, as you're looking over the journal entries, one thing comes to you, and that is that the journal specifically says that it is under the West Tower, and you're currently stood in the East Tower.
Oh,
Hey, guys, we're in the wrong tower.
Why are we in the wrong tower?
to the west.
To
Alright,
the
let's go to the
ruined
west.
tower, the one that's.
I thought this was the
I
ruined
thought
tower.
this was the
So
ruined
is it-
tower.
So
The
is it
Ruined Tower was the East Tower, yeah.
All
so is
right,
it
the
the
West
far
Tower.
to the
west
good
tower?
tower.
To the good
So,
tower.
are we going to the far west over here? Like the furthest part of the
Yeah, I mean, there's only two towers. It's like not exact representation of what's on
Oh,
the map.
okay.
So yeah, there's like two towers. There's the East Tower, there's the West Tower, and then there's the lighthouse. So the West Tower is the one that is mostly complete. There's no real damage to it. The door itself is locked. Again, the groundsman says this is one of the many doors that Master Egan would have had a key for. This isn't really a tower that we use for anything, so we wouldn't have any need to go through it. Kyle, are you going to do your thing?
I'm sure gonna try.
Do that. Your thing with that. Oh,
Oh, he
ooh.
went
Wow.
through.
Crit success. I look
job.
at the door and it
25.
just flies open.
Yeah,
Wow.
it takes you no time. You are getting the hang of these locks by now. So, few seconds, click, click, click. Door opens up. The first thing that you notice as you go in is that the room is entirely empty. It's completely bare. There's a little bit of dust. Not that much. It looks like a lot of people have recently been through here. Second thing that you notice is the smell. The smell is quite heavy. It smells of
Dog.
damp earth, like
Damn dog.
like wet soil, like something like someone's recently been digging in here. It's quite a musty
Ah.
smell.
I remember a journal entry.
There's no windows here, so it's still quite dark. So I'm guessing the dragon guy's
I've
still
got
got his
dark vision.
torch lit.
Yeah, I still got my torch lit.
Yeah, so you can see like at the back of the room, there's sort of like a stone slab. It's kind of like a 10 feet tall, like big old slab, like set at the back of the room.
Maybe I can move that slab.
There's a few like there's like coils of rope and ladders against the wall, like near the slab. There's like some chisels and hammers and things like that around there. You notice like around the slab, there's quite a few like marks where someone's like been trying to like hammer their way around it. Set in the middle of the wall is an indentation of a hand.
Not it.
Oh boy.
I guess I'll do it. What do I do?
I have claws. I don't technically have a hand, so
You got
I guess I'll
claws.
do it, though my hand would be really huge. So what do I do?
touch it.
Touch
the butt.
Yeah. What? Yeah. What do I? How do I touch it?
Okay, so you touch
Sexually.
it,
Put
and
your hand in the
you,
indent.
and you recite the words Tomono, Tomono,
Mono to megalo.
Tomegalo. Tomono Tomegalo.
Tomano Temegalo.
Or you could try saying other things. These guys might have been wrong. Weird.
Let me just.
We're
let me
probably
just
not
read
even
the
at
rest here
the
again.
part we need to be.
It's Tomano Temegalo. Just to double check. Okay.
We
Now
weren't
what do I
entirely trying to
roll?
get you killed.
What do I roll, by the way?
Your
I don't
wrist-
think
You
you
don't
roll
need to roll
anything.
anything.
You
You just need to
touch-
tell me
you just touch the
exactly
indent.
what you are doing.
I'm putting my hand onto the handprint, even though my hand is bigger than it,
It's
and
not.
I recite the words Tomano Temegalo.
Okay. You said that, and there's like a sound
sit
of like
down.
grating stone, and dust falls from the ceiling, and the slab kind of like recesses, and then shifts to the right, and there's a big dark hole and stairs leading down.
Right.
Enter the mystery
Musty,
hole.
like smelly, damp air drifts up.
Dragon, would you like to lead the way?
Sure, why not? Let's get to it. I got the torch. Actually,
Yeah.
whoever has dark vision should probably be in front, and I
All right.
in the back, or
Does
whoever
the cat have?
wants
Does
the
the cat
torch
have dark vision?
can be in the back.
Not anymore.
Sounds
All right. I'll go first.
All right, I'll follow in behind.
Followed by the cat,
Or-
followed by the cat,
Okay.
and then Avaroth will
Roth.
use the torch behind us.
Or I could be in the back of the group.
No.
Watch our backs.
Nah. You need to see what's coming before the rest of us.
Hey,
Here's
I
a
put
heads
my
up.
hand on the door. You're
I picked the lock. My job's done.
Fine.
Yeah,
fine,
now
fine.
you're second.
Okay. How's this?
I'll go,
How's this?
No, I'll
The
go
gi-
second.
How's this? The giant will be in the back, and the cat will be on his shoulder, watching our backs.
There you go.
okay. That's agreeable.
Right.
long as
So
he
what's
doesn't
your
wander
order
off.
for going in?
Rolik, Arvroth,
Then,
Ben,
yes.
Yeah.
and then Khan with the cat on his shoulders.
You think my name is Folly?
Oh,
Folly.
that's it. You don't have it written down, so I can't remember.
I know. I introduced myself as that, and I've never actually had the thought to introduce myself otherwise.
Okay, so you head down the stairs. As I say, like the smell coming up is very damp. You hear like faint sound of water dripping, things like that. I am going to go to the toilet quickly, but yeah, it leads you down into this room. It's like sort of like a cavernous room. It's the floor itself is stone slabs. The walls are hewn out of the rock. And at the end over here, ding, is an open doorway. I will give you a few moments to think about what you is going to do. 1 second.
So, Torchman, you lead the way.
I would advise caution. We don't
I
know
would also.
if these guys are still here and
Alright.
now gotten treasure rich, or if this is all booby trapped.
Okay, so
I think this is booby trapped because we would have seen them or have had some sign of them getting the treasure.
Well, we don't know how far it actually leads. I seriously doubt it's going to be the treasure room right here. That'd be
Or they
far
left
too
for the
easy.
fantasy Bahamas.
Also, they may have gotten through the back exit. There's quite possibly another way out of here if we get trapped.
I could see that being the case.
Yes. So,
Somebody had to close that door behind us because I don't think it did close. So
no.
I think they exited on their own free will.
Quite possibly, but I still don't think them up and disappearing would, and I mean the entire guard as well, would have happened. And if this was a treasure, the guard probably would have killed Igna and just probably taken the treasure for themselves. If they're the greedy kind.
They probably could have done it later. It's like a total of
Possibly.
6 of them. 6 of them in total, so if they were smart, they would have stuck together and split the gold later.
Possibly. But there's possibly a curse on the gold too, to where you get extra greedy,
Yeah,
pending madness.
we'll see how that turns out. Either way, I'd say we just tiptoe for now.
Just light the way. I think we should all
Who's got
stay
the-
together.
Who's got the highest
You got-
AC here? I got 17.
I'm a fighter.
I think Noble does.
Where's the AC stats again?
It should
the
be.
core stats.
I think AC
Core
is
stats.
next to the health.
Next to the initiative.
Yeah.
Student initiative. AC, armor points, yes. 15 for.
I have 15
Uh,
armor, but I only
I-
have 8 health.
I have 13 AC
You-
when I'm wearing armor,
you-
12 when I'm not. So I'm
You only
guessing
have
I'm
18
wearing
health.
armor?
Wait, what do you mean you only have 18 health? I have 9.
Wait,
I
I
how-
got 17.
I only have 8
no,
health.
no. Ice
Not
Wolf
18.
has 8 health.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
but
Not 18.
How much do you have, Noble?
10.
Okay,
So I guess I'm the tank.
I have
Well,
two.
yeah, you're a fighter.
I got 17.
How do you guys only have 15 AC?
I guess I'll take the lead.
What's your AC, Kyle?
7
With armor, 16.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
because you have a high
Kyle-
dexterity.
Hell yeah, I do.
All right, Kyle, you're on my back because because any bad things happen in front
So
of us.
what did Rob
you'll
describe
get-
the room as?
I'll take the hits.
Round is,
You
is
kill
stone
'em.
slabs. There's an open door in front of us. It smells like wet. And everything else that he said.
Okay. So do we just want to kind of go up to the? Is this where the door is? Right here?
Probably.
Yeah. I say we investigate, and then see if we want to do this.
Okay.
Should we?
All right, let's do
alright.
it.
So I'm
So who
gonna,
do we
I'm gonna
want out
move
front?
up to here.
Do we
That'd
want?
be the torchbearer.
I'd say the tank.
I just
But I'm on the tank,
decided
so.
to
Yeah,
And I
you're
got
gonna
it.
stay right next to me all the time.
What ice
So
one?
no, I guarantee I
I
won't.
just decided to roll investigation just because we said investigate, and I got
Yeah, just,
got 3. So Ben the turtle is in the corner trying to find a
Guys, I found where the water's coming from. A bead of wet drips down the wall.
trap door.
Wait, I've got some sort of thieves thing.
Okay, we're all out of order now.
Yes.
Kyle, get on my back now, or Mr. Fluffin' Pants.
Trying to get the fuck out of here.
I'm not trying. I'm just gone.
Yeah.
I will be
Alright,
here when you need me.
so, I assume I'm second then. We're just keeping our original order. From the looks of it.
The turtle's right in the back.
Don't you have a natural AC boost with being a turtle?
I have a natural AC boost of 4.
So it's 10 plus your 4 plus your dexterity, and then your whatever armor you're wearing.
So how? Wait, what?
Base is 10, and then you've got your boost of 4
So that should be 14.
plus your dexterity modifier.
Well, I can't change my armor stat, so
If you go to armor all the way down.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
then
Did you set your base AC for your armor?
yeah, it was 14.
yeah, plus your dexterity. So what number is your dexterity? Is it 10 or so?
My dexterity is at 12, so I have a modifier of 1.
So your base AC would be 15 plus your arm.
Okay, so I don't remember if I added that.
You shouldn't need to add any of the bonuses. They automatically get
It does it automatically.
carried in.
Okay,
Right. Welcome back, Rob.
it didn't add my race bonus, I think.
So what's your race bonus?
I think it's supposed to be +4 to armor class or armor rating. I don't remember exactly. I'm gonna try to find it. Oh no, never mind. That's only when I'm inside my shell. I get a +4 to armor class.
Oh, okay.
Ah, no worries.
Okay, so we're gonna roll perception and see what's around here.
Yeah, just gotta see if we can figure out some
Or not
shit.
investigation.
Investigation.
All right. Yeah, investigation.
Investigation.
Investigate. I got an 8. Ooh, Ice Wolf
Wow, I did
seasonal.
so much better this one.
Holy shit.
I'm blind as a bat. Direct me.
All right.
Go away from the sound of my voice.
Okay, so did we find anything, Rob?
Right, yeah. So in this room, it's kind of like it's roughly about 40 by 50 foot big room. The ceiling itself is quite high. It's like 10 feet high. The floor, as I say, is big stone slabs. So they're like hand cut slabs. The walls themselves seem to have been like chiseled out from the rocks. There's like a really thin layer of like mud over the floor. You notice with your investigation that there's like a lot of like medium-sized footprints, like trails going from the entrance that you've just come through, like going along out through the door that's up ahead of you. Is there anything like in particular that you want to be like investigating?
The path
I guess
ahead.
There's like some like tools and stuff around, like there's more rope, there's a
Okay.
couple of ladders in
I
here.
guess we could investigate the tools there.
Kyle?
See what they're for.
Stop moving yourself off the map.
Kyle did it first. He's the one directing me.
I dismounted a long time ago. If we get him a saddle, then I'll consider riding you.
I mean, there's nothing unusual about the tools.
Okay. Oh, what are they used for? Are they used for digging or what?
Murder.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's like chisels, a few shovels, like
Okay.
there's just a couple of tools,
All right. So
ladder, some rope, shit like that.
So I'm assuming to my character's right, there is door that we're. about to
yeah,
go
there's
through.
door just here. It's like
so-
a wooden door bound in like brass. Looks pretty old, pretty like beaten up.
All right. So, and you said it was open.
Yeah. It's just
All
open.
right. So I want to walk up to it and roll a perception to
bagpipe.
see if anybody's passed it. Oh. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
Yeah.
It's not really. I mean, once one person's done it, there's not really any need for anyone else to do it. I mean, you can still see the footsteps, the footprints go through. They lead on.
I guess you guys. I guess we should go through, huh?
Let's do it.
I suppose.
All right. Go through.
Yes.
You okay, Noble? You keep on pinging.
Sorry.
All right. So is the rest of the map
Doing-
going to be revealed, or what's?
I'm
going
just
on?
revealing the next little chunk for you.
See you, bitches.
There's a thing that you can
Here.
set.
Come back
Get
Yeah.
your
here.
ass back here. I can chase after you.
There you go.
Okay.
Am I on
I
top of
guess
someone?
we just
No.
keep moving up, huh?
Yeah,
So
keep
this
going.
leads into a corridor. It's kind of like set at two different levels. So you've got the level that you're walking on, and then at the sides, there's like a kind of like a shelf, set roughly around about 5 feet above the floor. Along there is a load of skeletons, a load of bones,
Oh,
Cool.
sort of like recessed into the wall.
cool.
Oh,
So we're
yeah.
kind of in
What's that
catacomb
level
right
of
now.
Skeletons. Let's
That is a
investigate
pile
that.
of stones.
I'm
Okay.
going to investigate that.
Okay,
And I find
that
absolutely
is a
nothing.
pile of stones.
I just find a pile of stones.
All right. Here, should we investigate these shelves and see if there's anything?
May as well, yeah.
on?
Investigate the skeletons, make sure they don't, you know.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
those-
investigating the shelves.
8.
I'll investigate the skeletons, see if there's like a specific way they died.
or if they are
We
dead.
can knock you
Yeah,
out.
it's just a bunch of old bones. I mean,
Cool.
you would imagine that this is some sort of like maybe a crypt. Maybe these are, you know, maybe it's a tomb where people have been buried. There's nothing unusual about them. None of them have been like buried with like
Holes in the
anything
skull.
of like major value. The few rusted bits of
Wait,
metal,
don't leave
which
me.
you presume with jewelry at some point. They're all pretty old. Again,
Alright,
the floor is like got quite a bit of like wet mud on it. There's trails leading up through. Again, what you're up against now is like
is there anything
another
on
open
the-
doorway.
So I'm
Is there
just gonna
anything on
throw
the
this.
ceiling? Like,
I'm just
precipitous-
gonna throw
The
this out to
ceiling-
everyone.
No, it's again, it's just like almost like a cave ceiling. It's still again like that 10-foot high ceiling.
I'm just gonna throw this out to everyone. There's clumps of wet mud on the ground. If they went missing 2 days, not have dried by now.
Yes.
I don't know. The caves can be pretty damp.
Yeah.
I think
Alright.
that a second party may have come.
Possible. All right, let's continue on. Ollie,
Hell.
I'll be out of here.
all right. I would like to use Charm Person on Foley.
No, I'll come. I'll be good.
I mean, I got animal handling, so I could probably do that.
Oh, I like being handled.
Right, so the next room, you notice the
well enough.
floor is kind of
Got
like
enough badges to tame me.
going down a bit. It's a gradual thing. It's like sloping down gradually. The ceiling's staying at the same height, but there's definitely a slight slope to the floor. The
Shelves
walls,
here.
it looks like at some point this room has been pretty much submerged in water. There's lots of barnacles and things like that against the walls. Again, there's that mud on the floor. The further down that you go into the slope, there's now water like coming up to ankle sort of height. In these alcoves, there are I can't ping. I've got the wrong things. Oh, boom. There are 3 suits of armor, or what you presume used to be armor. Again, it's like really rusted and looks ancient. Again, it's like thick with barnacles and things like that growing on it. The like helmets are you recognize kind of match the symbol of Dagon that was in the book. It's like a fishy like head, like a snarling fish head with like elaborate tentacles like swept back.
Ah, we found some of the cult members.
I'm just gonna throw an investigation at the mud. See if it actually is mud, if I can tell anything.
I'm going to throw an investigation at.
With an 11, I'm willing to bet no.
It's just mud. I mean, you're guessing from the fact that there's barnacles on the wall and there's water that this there's probably like some sort of like seawater that's getting into here. I mean, you've traveled down like a number of feet coming from the tower. You were coming downstairs. So that's where you're guessing that this stuff is coming from. Right. So whilst you're stood in here and you're walking around, you hear a grinding sound, like a sort of like the sound of like seashells being rubbed together. That sort of like grindy
Depends on the
noise.
time.
Um,
I say
Ah.
we send Foley in first as a be stealthy.
Yeah, I
well,
can do
before
that.
that happens,
Okay.
you notice that the two sets of armor
Oh boy.
start to move.
Great.
Oh, no.
Scully
Great.
boys are together.
And I'm right next to them.
Are we rolling initiative?
I mean,
Why
we can
not? One
Let's see.
second. Yeah, let's roll initiative.
All right.
18.
14. All right. That's probably at least halfway.
Nine.
I got a 20.
And yet you're all the way
Nice.
down there. What the hell?
No, it's because it's not in order yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in order of rolled, and like one who rolled when, and then it goes in
Roll
order
first.
to roll.
Oh, all right. So
Right,
Oh, wow, these guys.
Rolling.
Suck on third. Nice.
what are you
All
doing?
right. Can I move over to this guy and attack?
Well, you can move 30, and each one of these squares is
5, I believe.
5 feet.
I think for this map it's 10 feet.
Oh, probably because of the terrain.
Okay. So
Yeah, it's like,
all right.
You can move on over right next to me.
but yeah, you can move over and take a swing.
So all right, and there's probably nobody in these armors. So all right, I am going to
Can you see the names
no.
Of them, no,
of the armors?
No.
The only name I can see is my own.
same.
Yeah, same with mine.
Oh,
Same
weird.
here.
It says show nameplate. Maybe that's just for me.
All right, let me take a look at my spells real quick and see if I can. Do they have weapons?
Yeah, they've got swords, I believe.
Okay. I think I would like to use Blade Ward. Nah, I'll save it. I'll save that. I'm just gonna go attack, I guess.
I'll attack it too. I'll attack too.
Not your turn yet, Noble.
When
not
you
yet,
get
it's not your
your
turn.
turn.
So I'm gonna attack. So did I hit it?
You have not hit it.
Damn.
You swing your. No, you don't swing. You thrust with your spear, and you just miss.
Okay.
Over to you, Noble.
Right. I shall attack. And I miss.
And you also miss.
All right.
Uh,
He didn't hit me, did he?
10,
No.
He didn't crit fail.
30.
Alright.
Over to you, a lightning after the thunder. Oh
Oh, it's me. I thought it was.
no, it's not. It's
I'm
Avroth.
going.
Sorry.
Bro. You can go ahead and use your lightning on that guy if you want.
I'm only
Actually,
good
don't
for
do
one
that.
shot a
Never mind,
day.
Don't do that.
I blew my load already.
In a
Give
wet
me a
place
break.
surrounded by metal. Maybe lightning isn't the best idea.
Especially
Yeah,
in
that
this cold.
You wasted it on a bunch of thugs who didn't have weapons out.
Yeah, and guess what? The
It
fight ended,
worked.
didn't it? I forgot.
Yeah. You have hit. I forgot to say you've got advantage at the moment. These things are just animating themselves.
Oh,
So
sweet.
yeah, you've hit and you did what was that? 9 damage.
9
Oh,
slash.
I mean, Noble would have hit with the 11.
No.
No? Alright.
No, it's 2 damage.
You hit and you knock off like a big chunk of the barnacles that are on it. Again, you see this is like plate armor. You can definitely see that there's nobody in the armor.
Alright. Is it a do I see a skeleton in there, or?
There's nothing in the armor.
Alright, so it's just straight up armor. Alright.
Yeah.
Empty suit.
Over to you,
Alright.
Cal.
I have a short bow. Would I be able to shoot at one of them around my comrade. If I was to
Yeah.
move back.
For ranged combat, it's only if you're within 5 feet that you have like a an issue.
Disadvantage?
So you're over 10 feet away, so you can shoot them.
All right, so I'm gonna move back, and I'm going to the one that that Brandon was attacking. Pew!
Pew! Your arrow sails through the air, strikes it in the chest. Does these have any sort of resistance? No, they don't. Yeah, that strikes it in the chest and getting more barnacles. There's like spraying off. There's a big crack in the chest plate now.
Man, I can't wait for one of these barnacles to latch onto me and I start decaying.
How much damage do you do? 5.
5.
And over to you, Ben the Turtle.
Okay, so does a diagonal movement still count as 10 feet?
Yeah, I mean, there's actually a thing you can do. I think it's a ruler or something. I can't remember which one of these it is. I sure there was a ruler.
Oh
was
yeah,
it? Yeah,
it's
there you go.
on the far left thing, snap to center, and each square is 5 feet. It looks.
Yeah, I forgot to change it.
Okay.
Let's just say you have half movement. That makes it easier. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely
Alright,
move
well,
over there.
Yeah, 15 is. Will
Oh,
take
as long as
to
you
either
move
of these.
30. Do you move 30 total?
Yeah, I move 30.
You slower.
Yeah, I move 30.
Yeah, then it'll take you to either one, like right next to him.
I'll move here and attack this guy. Alright.
Oh,
Smash.
did you hit him?
I think so. If he still has advantage.
Yeah, so advantage 23, that is a hit and a big 10. You've got like a big
Nice.
warhammer, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that thing's like thumps into the side of it and like shakes it. It now has a massive dent in its side.
Nice.
And it is now onto the animated armors. They are still animating,
else?
so that they're kind of like shaking off more of the barnacles. It looks like they are probably gearing up to take some swings next turn. So,
Okay.
on to Rollick.
Would I be able to do
Damage this
like
round, guys.
All right,
an
I will.
investigation,
I'll
or would that
just
take up my turn?
attack again.
That would take up your action, so you can do it if you want. Just let me know if there's something like specific that you're looking for.
Magic runes.
Captain McLeod, you take another thrust at this thing, but you strike 2, unfortunately.
He hits both.
Why do
And
I
I
strike it too?
You manage to like thrust forward, and you catch the gap just between the helmet and the where the neck would have been, but because there's no neck, the spear just goes straight through and straight back out. Noble, you have rolled a natural 20, so you do.
Oh, shit.
According to this, you do 14
Team
damage.
damage.
Nice.
Which
So
one
I-
are you attacking again? Oh, you're attacking.
the one at the top right.
that one.
I think maybe I could slice it in half. I guess.
I mean, it's optimistic.
This D&D
In
game.
reality, what you do is you just do a savage slice across its chest.
It's got a gash there now.
Avroth. Oh,
How much health
Arv-
do these
Arv-
things have?
Arvroth?
Arvroth. Macro. Slash.
Well, that's 14 to
Uh,
one and 24 to another.
That doesn't look great.
That unfortunately
16?
is a miss.
That's what I thought.
So you swing your sword down, and it just takes off a few barnacles off the shoulder, and then rattles off the wall.
Fine.
Over to Kathmandu.
So you said there was 3 armors, right? And there was one in this that isn't.
Yeah, that one has an animated. Just these 2.
Then I'm going to do a investigation and see if I notice anything different, like physically between them. Like if there's anything.
Between the three of them.
Yeah. Any
Um,
runes or
yeah,
anything, any damage.
give me a roll.
Investigation. How's 13 do?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know. I mean, each of the armors is slightly different. They're not like identical, but they all share the same sort of traits. They're all plate armor, fish head, helmet,
not like
with the
This one's
tentacles.
missing the head.
No, that one's not missing anything. It's just, for whatever reason, that one is not coming at you. It's just still recessed, still covered in barnacles. These two, however, have pulled free. Maybe they have like a slight shimmering aura around them, which you sense is vaguely magical. You're not a spellcaster though, so you don't know anything other than that. But these are
Magic and shit.
these ones are swinging. Well, not yet, but they look to be gearing up to swing swords at you.
Guys, I think they might be magical.
Ben the total.
You don't say.
I'll just attack the same target again.
Sweet. Batter up.
Nice.
Bang! Another fine
10.
hit.
Nice.
MVP.
I mean, this one now is. I mean, it's. One side is more or less caved in. One arm is sort of like missing half the pauldron.
Is that the sword side?
Yeah, it is not looking good.
All right.
And right, so next up is this armor. It is. It does have multi attack, so he's going to take a swing at each of you. First attack is going to be at this is Rollick and Noble.
On.
Do we have a healer, by the way?
We have 2 healers.
Right. Let's have a look. Rollick, even with that
Actually-
pathetic armor class, he misses.
Nice.
Noble.
Actually, Ben doesn't have any healing abilities yet.
Oh, actually, these guys don't have swords. They just have gauntleted hands that are covered in like barnacles and shit like that. So
That still hurt.
So one hand sails over Rollick, the other one smashes you in the face. You take 5 damage, Noble.
Yay,
That's
I'm
half your
hurt.
hit points.
Yes.
That is half your hit points. Remember, you have your second wind ability that you can use if needed. You also have the ability to rest for like a short period of time.
Yep.
Can't do that in combat, obviously.
No.
Can't help but notice that you haven't updated your hit points yet.
Hang on. There you go.
Big brother rubs some and watches
we
over the
go.
shoulder.
Right. Next one does the same. He's going to take a swing at the dragon and at the turtle. First attack at the dragon is a... What's your armor class again? It's 18, isn't it?
17.
Oh, 17.
If I had that feat, it would be 18.
No, he misses. And other one at the turtle. He hits you and he does 4 points of damage.
I don't know.
That's half his health, too.
That is half his health.
Jeez, you guys.
Funny how that works out.
Rollick, over to you.
Okay, so
Welcome
I
up.
have... So I have Healing Word, and the cast time says 1 bonus action. Does that mean I can
So you
do
can
that
take
and
an attack, and then you can do your spell.
Okay, I'm going to heal the big guy.
Not your good friend the turtle.
Fine, I'll heal the turtle.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
I'll heal the turtle.
I think that's slightly cheating there, Rob.
I didn't have to switch this down.
Yes, she did.
Okay, so
You
turtle, you
influenced.
take 4 points of healing.
All right, and then I will go ahead and attack the enemy. Ooh,
Nice.
Boom. You hit him.
How many points of damage do they have? Sorry,
We
health.
don't know.
You don't know.
You
Okay.
figure it out when they fall down and they don't get back up.
Basically.
Khan, over to you.
All right, I'm attacking the armor. This one,
And
the top right,
Nope.
and I hit it for 2 damage. I guess.
You
Miss.
do not hit it. You miss it.
Okay.
Alright.
Dragon boy.
Swap, and I fucking miss.
You do miss. Right.
Uh,
Kyle,
I'm gonna shoot this one.
shoot this guy. Cool, cool.
Bam, 18.
nice.
Bam, 18. You strike it. You knock its helmet off, and it just like it crumples. It crumples into the floor. It just like falls apart.
Meow, bitch. I take a free action to taunt.
Ben the Toidle.
Just turns to the
Fuck
other
him
one. You're
up.
about to get fucked up.
Ben,
could
you
use
also. Oh, you have 10 your health back. Cool, cool.
Yeah, I could use some healing eventually.
yeah.
You almost got it too. If the word of God hadn't come down and be like,
Ben the Toidle is a fucking machine.
Oh yeah,
you
he's dealing
strike him.
damage every day.
he's trying to whack an armor. Whack a
Bang!
barnacle.
You knock its helmet off, and that one also crumples to the floor.
Sweet.
How do I do the thing? You're in the way. God damn. Beetle.
He rotated.
Okay, since they have no more attacks or anything, I shall, if I can, I shall heal Noble, I suppose.
Thank you.
How many spells do you get per day?
Oh, per day? I have. I don't know. Let's see.
It should say how many slots you have. It's just because you're not in combat, so you could
Okay,
just like
I
rest
do
for an
not
hour.
know.
Yeah, we could just sit
Yeah.
and rest for an hour and heal.
Yeah. Okay.
We wouldn't
So,
get you spells
I,
back.
I,
but,
I don't know where it says my spell slots.
You're a bard, aren't you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure level 1 is one level 1 spell slot. I'm not sure.
I think it's 1 or 2. I can't remember.
And then cantrips. All the cantrips. So many
Oh,
Yeah,
cantrips.
you get cantrips coming out your A.
He gets 2 for first level spell
2
slots.
first level, is it?
Yeah, 2 first level. He knows 4 spells.
Two first level spell slots.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can cast
Yeah.
one more level 1 spell today.
Where is that on my sheet? Can't find it.
I do wish to examine the armor a little bit closely.
I'm not sure if it's on your sheet. It's just like
You have to manually put it all in.
So for spell slots, when I prepare spells, does each prepared spell take up a spell slot?
Yeah.
Okay, so since I have 2 spells, yes.
No, 4 spells. You can use up to 2 spells a day.
Okay. And how many times can I use each of those spells a day?
You can just use 2
it's-
spells.
Okay,
Twice.
so
Twice.
In
2
any
totals.
combination. 1 spell twice.
2 total spells you can cast a day.
You got 2 bullets in the
Cantrips you
chamber.
can cast unlimited cantrips. You'll know a certain many, and you can cast those as many times as you want a day.
okay.
But
I know
cantrips are
one
like
guy who-
pretty, weak magic.
Yeah.
I knew one guy who he spent all of his time, every second he was awake, every hour he would recast I think it's Thermatology, and he would just have it so that he was always on fire. It did amazing for intimidation, but Every time I walked into town, people would throw water at him.
All right.
I
what
mean,
now?
the armors, there is not much left of them. And I mean, what is left is pretty much ruined. It's just rusty and things like that.
All right.
Do they have anything good on them?
No, they're just
No.
piles of
Marbles.
junk now.
That's what I was expecting, but
I'm going to examine the third one a bit closer, see if there's anything about that.
Oh yeah. How much experience have we gained by this point?
yes.
It's I mean, you don't get like individual encounter experience. It's like at the end of
At the end of the session.
the adventure, I'll give you a chunk of XP.
Okay.
It's all based off
Things.
the enemies that you've come across and stuff like that. Sorry, what was that?
I was investigating the third armor a bit closer, and I learned nothing. I learned that it is.
No, I mean it looks pretty much the same as the other ones. There's slight variations. There's nothing external on the armor like a rune or a glyph that would indicate why it animated.
Should we open them up or should we just move on?
Well, we've got an hour to rest, so
Yeah, I mean that they are like pretty much, you know, torn up and things like that from where the various like weapon hits struck them. Again, there's nothing inside of them. There's no bodies. There's no skeletons. They're just. When you were putting your armor on this morning, it looks like that on the inside. It's just a suit of armor.
Okay. So we're gonna rest then.
yeah. Rest for a while to heal. Just in case, there's some sort of big bad at the end of this.
I'll
Yeah.
keep watch. I'm assuming this is going to be a short
I think
watch.
Noble's
or,
the only one who needs to heal.
short
Yeah.
rest or whatever.
Yeah, Noble, you
Second
get
wind.
back.
No,
You okay? I mean, I personally, I wouldn't. The second wind is.
A 1-day spell.
I would,
if we rest for an hour,
yeah.
it'll heal.
Yeah, but I can't use it during battle.
you should be able to use it during battle.
I wouldn't use second wind now because
Yeah.
as taking an hour to
Just
rest,
rest.
you're going to
Recover hit
get
points.
like a hit
Alright, well,
a hit
never
point
mind
a hit dice of health back in any case. So roll
Mhm.
1d10.
Yeah.
And roll 1d10, you go to the dice icon that's on the left. Second icon from the bottom, you just click on d10.
Second one probably won't be useful until
You get 10
level
hit points
down the
back.
road.
You only lost 5, so you're back up to full.
Yay.
I gotta be off in like 10 minutes, guys, by the way.
Alright, let's try and finish the campaign quick then.
Finish the campaign. That's a good one.
I mean, you're
Alright.
probably not going to blast through the rest of this in 10 minutes. There's not that
yeah.
far to go, but it's 10 minutes is probably.
It depends on
do
just
we
how
wanna-
much we got.
Do we
left.
do we
You
want to stop and take a break here or?
May as well, yeah. We're taking a long rest in the game.
All right.
Oh, when shall we reconvene?
I imagine next week.
Yeah, it'll be next
Sunday.
Sunday.
Alright.
Hopefully everyone should have their shit
So-
together by then.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
Go
hopefully
through.
I'll have more shit.